stretch. Make sure y'all
That's
hydrate.
crazy.
Honesty.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 5 of the Nerdy Limits podcast. We have a lot of topics here for you today, but first, I want to have our hosts introduce themselves. And first, we're going to go ahead and go with Atari.
Hi guys, my name's Atari. I'm a UK-based creator, speaker, writer, and an aspiring voice artist. And I love all things gaming, music, lifestyle, and personal development. I've partnered with organizations like Dove and Safe in Our World, where I serve as an ambassador who tries to champion diversity, mental health awareness in gaming on panels and in my content. For our socials, I've been taking a break from most of them, but I'm mainly on Twitch and YouTube under HeyAtari.
All right, and next up we have GDP.
Yo, how's it going? Name's Games Ray Prime. You can call me GDP. I play games that are cool to me and might be new to you. And I say a lot of things. Make sure you have a good time. Welcome to Nerdy Limits Podcast.
And next we have Juhhrome.
What up? It's your boy Juhhrome here, you know what I'm saying? Variety streamer. Watch a lot of videos, dance videos, to hip hop takes, all that good stuff. Check me out. Twitch.tv, Juhhrome, on YouTube, all that good stuff.
Yes, sir. And last but not least, we have Galhup.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is Galhup. That's Galhup. I'm a variety streamer and an R&B aficionado. I usually play a lot of Halo Infinite. I've been playing some Battlefield lately, and of course, I'll occasionally do some just chatting. You can follow me on YouTube. Subscribe to me on YouTube at GALHUP, and on TikTok it is GALHUP.live.
All right. And last but not least, we have myself, RJ the Human. I am your host for today. In my free time, I play a lot of Apex. I am an Apex and gaming junkie, mostly focused on FPS, and I have a huge passion for RPG games as well. On my channel, we watch YouTube videos and things like that, and we just have a good time. But without further ado, we have a lot of topics for today. So we're just going to dive right into it. And our first one for today is the games that have released in October. October saw quite a few games of quite a few pretty strong games release. And really, Pokemon ZA, Battlefield 6, Ghost of Yotei were some of the standout releases that saw a good amount of people really showing like passion and support for them. So Atari, I saw that you streamed Ghost of Yotei and it looked like you were enjoying your experience. I wanted to know if you had any thoughts on the game itself.
Oh my god, I have so many thoughts. And I was even playing today. I've been thinking about it every single day since it came out. I've been streaming it and I plan to finish the story on stream as well. It's so good. It's the second of its kind. So the first we had Ghosts of Tsushima, which came out, what was it, 2018? It came out a few years ago. And so this is the second. It happens like a few hundred years later. We have a female protagonist. The mechanics are like improved. The game looks beautiful. And it's kind of like my version of Dark Souls. It's harder. I feel like it's more punishing than like the first one was. So I die a lot, but when I finally like get good, it's super rewarding. Yeah, I'm just loving it every single second. It's so good.
That's great. Yeah, I've seen quite a few streamers playing it, and I think, a lot of the times when games have a sort of sequel in a way, it's really hard to encourage people to buy the second version. And I noticed in some of the articles that I was reading through, Ghost of Yotei has almost the exact same conversion rate as Ghost of Tsushima. So I thought that was really
Ooh.
interesting. I wanted to ask you, what was your initial reason for wanting to get into it? Had you played the first one, or did you play the first one and decided I wanted to grab both?
I played the first one. I played Ghost of Tsushima, and it's one of my top 3 favorite games. I think I'm a very big like story rich gamer. And so I trusted that the second one was going to be just as good, if not better. I tried to stay away from spoilers. So what I've seen so far, the story is completely unique to the first one, and it's still just as good. The enemies, there are new enemies. It's a new island. The world and the world building is so good and so incredible, and it encourages you to explore. Like you're not always like checking the map. You're just mostly like seeing what trouble you can find, and it's different, but in a good way. Like my expectations have been held.
Wow. Wow, that's like that's amazing. I think that's one of the best things that game developers can hope for when putting out a sequel of sorts to, a previous game is hearing, people had a good time and it's different to the previous story. Because I think for me personally, that's one of the things I look for in a sequel. Is it going to be repetitive to what I've already played? Otherwise, I just wasted my 60, 70, $80. But my next question was really for Gallup. I know you were a big fan of the Battlefield series. So Battlefield 6
Yeah.
has come out. It has raving reviews. People love it. How about you? Have you
Yeah.
grabbed it? Did you play it?
I was hesitant to grab it, mainly because of the price tag. And also I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but the last Battlefield, even though it was trash, wasn't the multiplayer free, or am I tripping?
Mm,
Maybe not.
I
Okay,
I'm not too
no.
that I
sure.
don't
No, it
know.
wasn't. It wasn't. It was not.
Okay.
It was not.
Yeah.
But it definitely wasn't $80
Yeah.
or $60 or $70, whatever. So
Yeah.
I was hesitant because I was like, I already know that the campaign is not great. That's not why I bought it. I don't even really plan on playing the campaign, to be honest. That's not why Battlefield players play Battlefield. We don't play it for the campaign. It's all about the multiplayer.
Fair
So I
enough.
was kind of waiting on it, and I messaged you guys, and I'm like, did anybody get it yet? Like, has anybody heard anything about the multiplayer? And I've been hearing that just across the board, the multiplayer is fun. It is like a return to form for Battlefield. We played the beta, and we had a good time playing the beta as well. So this past week, I finally decided I'm gonna buy it. I bought it, and I am glad that I did. I think my the big adjustment that I've been making is I've been so used to playing Battlefield on console, right, with controller, and I'm realizing that even with Battlefield, that is a disadvantage. And so I've been practicing I usually play recon class, but I've been practicing my sniping on mouse and key, and it is so much fun. We know in the beta they fixed all of the extra unnecessary classes and attachments and all of that stuff they took out, and they kept it simple, and they took it right back to the basics. And that's exactly what everybody who plays Battlefield was asking for. So they did exactly what we wanted. The game obviously looks beautiful, and yeah, it's if you know that playing Battlefield with your friends, it's an unmatched experience. You can always join a squad on Battlefield, and you might meet somebody, but if you can get two or three of your friends to join you in a squad, again, like it's the most fun that I've had with a game in a long time. So yeah, Battlefield 6 is a great game. All of the reviews are accurate. Just don't go into it playing the campaign first. Definitely definitely just go straight to the multiplayer. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys on the battlefield soon. So
Yeah, I think the conversation around Battlefield 6 is really interesting because specifically at the price front, it's one of the newer games that has multiplayer in it and it has that $80 price tag on it. Has anybody else gotten Battlefield 6 and maybe just hasn't
Did not.
did not?
Not yet.
Okay.
It's
I
so
want
many
to.
games that's coming out though. Like
yeah.
the list of October was crazy.
Yeah.
Uh, like you said, Battlefield 6, Ghost of Yotei, Little Nightmares 3. Trying to go off the top. What else came out?
Pokemon ZA. There's
Yes.
also that
Yeah.
Digimon Time
Once
Stranger that
Upon a
came out as well.
Katamari. Touch
Yes.
Silk
Upon
Song.
Just
Song,
Dance.
Silk Song,
Just
right,
Dance,
right.
right? Yeah. It's a stack
Busy
list.
So
time.
many bangers.
Yeah.
And last but not least though, The one that we really gonna be waiting for is that good old Arc Raiders.
Yes, sir.
That's a purchase.
I missed
100%.
it. I
Arc
missed
Raiders
it.
was fun.
But
Oh,
you
you
guys
missed
have
the
been
whole
talking about
thing?
it.
Oh my god,
Gallup,
I cannot
I
wait to
missed
talk
the
about
whole
that.
thing.
in
I was
upcoming
getting
releases.
married.
You're right. You're right.
Gallup.
Yeah, you can't. You
I
can't be
missed
like,
the
hey.
whole thing.
Yo, bro.
And I
Hey, shout out
saw
to
your
Gallup for
guys'
When
getting
I
married,
tell
man.
you-
Welcome to marriage.
Yeah.
I saw your
That was
guys'
awesome, Gallup.
messages, and then I went back and
Bro.
watched like gameplay of that game.
You have to
I
be
was
locked
like,
in.
I've never experienced this much FOMO in my life.
Yeah,
This
that's
it
fair.
looked so good.
It is
That's fair.
it's so intense. Every gameplay that we done had has been intense, bro.
That makes sense. So I think okay, so going back to Battlefield 6 a little bit, what is it do you feel because there's a lot of first person shooters who are free to play. You know, Call of Duty and
Yeah.
Battlefield 6 are one of the strongest that are paid, but what do you think it is that keeps people from investing that $80 to, you know, kind of have that experience and, you know, get involved? Any
Yeah,
thoughts?
I can say just off the cuff, I know that I'll be playing this game for a while. I think that to me is the biggest difference between Battlefield and Call of Duty. Call of Duty, you know that you know that they're gonna come out with another one in like, you know, in a year, after they release the last one. But then there's so much. I feel like it's Call of Duty is so repetitive and it gets old real fast. They don't change anything. Whereas Battlefield, there's always something to do. There's so many different game modes, and there's always people in the servers. There's always people playing it for as long as they can because you can do so much. You know what I mean? The class progression and the weapon progression, it's a grind, but it's a grind for a reason, so that you just keep on trying different things and different mixes of classes and weapons and stuff. Like I said, I start off with the recon class, and then once I start to get like a little bored with it, and you know I want to do something else, the assault class is so like you play that so much differently than you would the recon class. You know what I mean? Whereas in Call of Duty, like switching guns is not you don't really play the game any differently. It all kind of feels the same. If you go from like a recon class to an assault class or an engineer class, it's going to feel like a completely different game. So I feel like with Battlefield, it's always super fresh. That's why I decided that I was going to invest in it, because I knew it was going to be a game that I was going to play for a long time. I think people don't really know that about Battlefield because again, it feels a lot like Call of Duty. And so they don't want to, they don't want to waste their money on a game that they're gonna play for, only a couple months before they get bored of it. But I can say that Battlefield is not like Call of Duty in that way. So
See, that's interesting. Yeah, yeah, go ahead. Or
I was gonna
what we got?
say, oh yeah, sorry. It might also be one of those things where, like, I've played Battlefield 4 before, right? And I loved the heck out of it. And so when I heard that Battlefield like 6 was coming, I was like, okay, I think I can trust that this is gonna be like really good. Was it one of those, Gallup, do you think?
yes, it was. I would say that Battlefield 6 feels the most like Battlefield 3 and 4. Uh, than more than like any other Battlefield game. And Battlefield 3 and 4, they're bangers. they're they're certified bangers, my favorite is Battlefield 1, because the art direction and the story behind it, like no there's not too many World War One games like that. So I like that one. But in terms of like the gameplay and the mechanics, it all pulls from Battlefield 3 and 4. And so yeah. And I saw in the chat somebody was saying that like, they feel like Battlefield 6 is falling off a little bit, but they're also introducing a battle royale mode pretty soon in
Just
Battlefield.
about to ask that too. Like, was it?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, they announced that. So that's gonna come out, and that's gonna be listen, the scale of Battlefield in itself is already massive. So a battle royale mode in Battlefield is going to be different. It's going to be
Isn't that going to be
different.
free to play as well, or?
Don't know.
Intriguing.
If it is, it's up. If it is, it's up.
Facts.
Yeah, and I know
I'll have to
GDP, you
answer
had
that.
something you wanted to say as well.
Yes, yes. I was going to say a reason why I found Battlefield 6 worth the purchase, even though I'm not an everyday shooter, is because of this main thing right here, the immersion. It's literally boots on the ground. That's what people want. That's what people want to feel. I can tell you, when I played Battlefield, especially during that beta, I felt like I was actually in a war. I was actually fighting with my squad. If I was medic, I got you. I'm sitting there trying to go through hoops and stuff, trying to heal people. If I was an engineer, I got the tank. I'm on it. We own this thing. We're going to win this thing together. And you actually can like literally play and like plan things out with your teammates and turn the tide of battle. I do not get that same vibe with Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I think that's a great point because I think, based on what you guys are saying, I think one of the hardest things is convincing people to spend $80 when they don't really know much about Battlefield 6. I thought that was a great point that you made. People not really knowing, because even me, I played the beta test and I thought it was amazing. The immersion, same way you said, GDP, was amazing. It didn't really convert me. I think partially because I didn't understand the backstory and the lore behind it. Like, I think with Call of Duty, the barrier to entry before was really low because Call of Duty was one of the first like shooters. I've been playing it for a while, and it convinced me. Apex, free to play. Fortnite is really easy to convince because they have colors, characters, all these great things that'll make it so that you want to play Fortnite. I think it's really hard for Battlefield when, a lot of people don't understand what's going on with it and they think, oh, well, I could just go play Call of Duty. I could just go play a different first person shooter. And that immersion piece, I think, is the biggest quality. And I think they should really think about, like, I don't know, dialing in on that. Cause I mean,
Yeah.
I did, like, my heart was beating fast when I was playing it. I was like, oh my God, this is kind of crazy.
A big
Um,
part of that is the sound design. It's a big part of
Sound
that is the
design.
sound design on that game. It is.
Oh, the destruction of the buildings right in front of
I'm
you
about to
is
say
my
building
God.
destruction.
man.
Tough.
Just
Tough.
imagine you running towards you running next to a wall, and the whole wall just explodes in front of you. Like,
It can
hello?
explode. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
That-
crazy.
Like that's tough.
That's not a cutscene. Keep moving.
It's not a
Yep.
cutscene. It feels like it, but it's not.
Okay. Any other thoughts before we move on from the October game releases? Because Rome, I
Is
know
there
you
any
mentioned that you wanted to.
is there any titles that you thinking about grabbing from the lineup of October?
From October, no.
I know.
I have an upcoming that I will talk about.
Okay. What you thinking,
And
brother?
oh, go ahead. Yeah.
I was just gonna say, I was gonna actually just give a shout out to Arc Raiders for not only being fun, give us that play test, but also not going to be no dang $60. It's gonna be like $40, people, like as it should
40
be.
bones,
I mean,
y'all.
just for that game like there. I mean, that shoot, absolute gameplay. That's what I'm saying. Absolute gameplay.
Listen, I got that as a game of the year contender, bro.
Really? Okay. It
That's
comes
how
out on
I'm
the
feeling.
It
The
comes out
30th,
on
yeah.
the 30th. Yeah, 30th.
It's
All right.
fun, dude. It's
I'm
fun.
copping. If you got it's unanimous. You guys are unanimously saying like it is that game. I'm in, bro.
It's
I'm
fun,
in.
dude. Yeah.
I love a third person shooter too, man. So
Yeah, and I mean that'll take us to our second topic, which is upcoming game releases. Arc Raiders, I forget the exact date that it's supposed to release. I believe it's the 30th, something
the
around that
30th, yeah.
time. But it saw a really, really successful playtest, one of the more successful playtests that we've seen from a game that, hasn't released yet. And a lot of us played it, a lot of us loved it, but I was gonna ask for opinions on, what did you guys think Arc Raiders did differently in order to kind of corral people into getting into that playtest and consequently being so excited about the release?
It's a lot of things, I would say. One, the different map terrains that you go out in. Sometimes it might rain, thunderstorms. You gotta watch out for you get like you might get thunderstruck. Who knows? You have it to where um it's very very hot. You might see tumbleweeds. There's times I thought that was a real person or an arc. I done shot the tumbleweed. I done gave up the location. Like you know what I'm saying? But all like the sound design, amazing. I will say this though, like if they polish some of the shooting mechanics, I feel like it would be a lot better. The drones and stuff like that was like super OP. Like they was spotting your boy, like it was Like it was nothing. But it's not like a bad thing. Like tone it down a little bit, it'll be fine. But just the PvE like concept as far as an extraction shooter, there's not a lot of extraction shooters that's out here. We seen what happened with Marathon. That we're not gonna talk about that. We're not gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
That was an
out of here.
This one right here,
Never heard of it.
banger.
Yeah. Yeah, I think oh no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You done. I'm gone. You good, bro.
No, so
You
apparently
good,
you
bro.
really enjoyed it. I think Arc Raiders, they really, I don't know. I felt like I was in it, not in the same way as Battlefield 6, of course, because Battlefield 6 was on a completely different scale. I think it points to your comment about the sound design. But Arc Raid, it was something really, really fresh about it. And okay, so I hear what you're saying about the drones. They were OP. They were nuts. They were insane. And I think maybe dialed it back. But I thought that put a little extra challenge in there. And every single game, I was like, okay, I got to be ready for this. I got to be ready for that. All right, that's a tumbleweed. All right, I can block that out. Like, it kind of felt, I don't know. I just felt like I was really in the mix. And even though the drones were like, I'm kind of having like nightmares about them as we're talking about it. But like, the drones were like the worst and the best part of the game. You know what I mean? Like, it's like iconic in my brain. Like, I just can't get that out of my head. And I think for somebody who does not pay for games, that might be one that I pull the trigger on, just because it was just so, it was so different. Like, I've never played a PvEBABCQ game, and that was the first of its kind. When we went in, shout out to Ultra Novak, was scaring me, talking about, oh yeah, you gotta, take stuff out, put stuff in, and I'm like, what? Like, I felt like I was getting thrown in a war. So, Arc Raiders deserves the hype that it got, and like you said, GDP, that $40 price tag makes it a lot easier to get involved. So, with that being said, do you guys feel like, with the buzz that Arc Raiders has, do you feel like $40 is an appropriate price tag? Because I think there's like a line between like pricing people out and then charging your worth.
Yes.
You say yes?
Absolutely.
Yes. Only because it's just that one mode, pretty much. Now, if it had like story or anything like that, like any extra things that nature, sure, it could probably bumped up. But no, in regards to just having that game mode specifically only, I'm pretty sure you got the online only, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, $40 is fine. Perfect.
Yeah, I'd say I agree.
Mhm.
Okay, well, I had another question. I know I am one to ask. I am always bringing it up. Or before I say that, Captain Peanut mentioned that Arc Raiders look really good. Their biggest challenge will be from people like me who come from Tarkov. The first-person immersion is unmatched, which is really, really interesting because that's one of the things that we're going to talk about later. But my second question was Call of Duty. I know. Call of Duty is set to release on November 14th, and they dropped.
No,
Oh, no.
we're not buying it.
I'm
No,
not
we
playing it
don't.
at
We're
all.
not in it. No. What are we doing right now? Why are we talking about Call of Duty? I'm just
Oh my God. Okay. So with the many games, that are in and out, we just talked about Arc Raiders being one of the stronger games. What specifically do you think that it is that makes it that Call of Duty is just really at this point just a wash? Because I saw the trailers, and one of the trailers was kind of like, oh well, the forensics team is out of the office because they're at home playing Call of Duty. Like, what do you think that they lost in that experience that has kind of made people so angry about its release?
Before you say something, GDP. Before you say something, GDP, I'm gonna
It's
just
handshaking,
I just-
bro.
No. Before you say something, GDP, this is just a side note. We gotta fix Atari in the stream. Atari's hidden behind
Oh my
hidden behind
gosh.
somebody.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
shit.
Here, I'll
Sorry,
No, you're good. You're good. You're
uh,
good.
Oh Lord. Oh my
Said,
God.
why are you
All right.
hiding?
I don't
hiding?
think that's something I can do now.
No, look,
This is gonna be rough,
people should use
guys.
links to-
Hang
links to
on.
sound like this. It'd be
Everybody
like-
hang on.
So anyway.
Oh my God. Appreciate you, Gallup.
I
Y'all
got
heads
you.
gonna
I
be
got you.
huge.
I was like,
so
we
can get
can't.
that
I was like, we
fixed.
can't hold
I'm
Atari
so
though. We
sorry.
can't hold
That's
Atari.
That's so funny. I thought it was just because I was in a pew pew shooter. I was like, this is fine.
Oh my
I was
god.
like, I'll sit back. It's cool.
We'll just,
Like,
we'll
this
just
ain't my
put
topic. I'm
behind
good. I ain't gotta say nothing.
Exactly. I was
I'm
like,
chilling.
Nah,
I can make
man,
whatever
nah.
face I
Oh
want.
my god. Shout out to
Oh,
Gallup.
man.
I appreciate that for real.
Nah, I got you. I got you. All right, GDP. Let it fly, brother.
I've said it once before, and I'll say it times and times and times again. There is no love in making Call of Duty.
Talk to him.
You sitting here trying to make a yearly live service game costs $70-$80 a year, by the way. I mean, you just bad as 2K right now. Just bad as Madden. This is just an update. An update for a mediocre story. And just damn near pay to win guns. I'm just gonna say it, yeah. And ridiculous cosmetics that no one cares for.
Nobody cares.
There is no love in the game anymore.
No love.
It's McDonald's
Again,
for sure.
Ain't no love.
When I was playing Battlefield, I felt the love in the game. Like, oh, okay, they actually put some work into this. Playing Arc Raiders, okay, they put some work into this. Call of Duty, okay. So what's coming up next year? Anyway,
Yeah.
There's no love for it. There's nothing in it that makes me excited to play it at all.
Yeah.
You don't want a wall slide, bro. You don't want like
You don't want to play. You don't want
that shit.
You don't want to play as like Terminator Snoop Dogg or something.
The only thing I'm gonna terminate is me playing that damn game anymore.
There you go. He caught that and dunked the shit out of it.
Yeah. I see it coming. I'm like,
No, that's fair. Yeah, I think it's
even,
really
even
rough.
on Gamepass.
Yeah, and that's
Game
so our next topic. I'm just gonna skip forward to the next topic
Gamepass,
since
by the
we're
way.
talking about it. Oh my god, Atari is gone again. Rome, do you want to open up and tell us about
just lean over here.
Gamepass?
Just lean over here.
Which side? This side.
Yeah, this side.
Hold on.
Hi.
Oh my gosh, bro.
No, it
you know
didn't.
what? We might just take a break. We're gonna take a break. I'm gonna fix these cams because this is just not it. We will be right back. Xbox Game Pass gets a price increase. So over this last month, Microsoft has increased the price of its Game Pass from $19.99 a month to $29.99 a month, which is a 50%, which is a 50% increase over its normal price. It amounts to an extra $120 a year, and of course, received an enormous backlash from its consumers. Now, I know a few of us, not me, I don't play Xbox, but a few of pod members have Xbox Game Pass.
Go ahead, say names. Say names.
Gallup, any thoughts on this increase?
It's why, oh Lord, why would you make this price increase at a time like this? We are suffering. You know what I'm saying? We are suffering. First off, y'all added 3 tiers now. So you have a premium, you have the ultimate. Now y'all made an essential for Game Pass for the brokies. I beg your pardon.
God.
Like, I beg your pardon. I don't have, so with what I'm looking at right now, the essentials only have about maybe a few games lined up. None under the good titles, so you don't get the what is it, the day one releases that Xbox normally would have. You don't get those. You can have a lot of cloud memory. Like, hey. I can't with them. I really can't. And I think they added Ubisoft onto Xbox Game Pass now, so you'll be able to play all the games like Assassin's Creed, Far Cry. We have Uno. On Game Pass
For the brokies.
Hey.
Yay.
Shout out to Snapfinger Click. Shout out to Flo.
Shouts out to Flo. Yeah. We have those types of games and stuff. But that increase is insane. I know
Yeah.
they're also doing something with Epic too, to where they're adding they're adding the Fortnite Crew Pass included into the Xbox Game Pass, I think for Ultimate. And I'm like, well, I play Fortnite. Do I really want to go ahead and spend this? I don't know. I don't want to spend that money though.
A
Yeah, I
month
think
is crazy.
I think the whole thing was interesting because they're quoted as saying it's to reflect the expanded catalog, new partner benefits, and upgraded cloud gaming experience. And
What catalog?
okay, so my
Period.
question
That's the
was
question.
with, I mean, there are lots of games, that people can play. Don't you think
True.
that after a certain amount, having complete access to those things should cost more?
But it's not the things that we need. We never asked for it. Like that's my one thing though. Like we never asked for
I
any
will.
of.
I was gonna say that we're better off just buying the games individually. I was gonna say that, but the games are getting pushed up to $80 a game, and then when GTA comes out, and that's gonna be $100 game, all the other games are gonna follow suit. So it's like there's no way around. Like there's no good deal to be had here, and I don't know, but paying. I
Thing
think,
is,
and we've talked about this, but I think that the more like a subscription service like this is just bad. It's just overall bad for games and game quality, to be honest with you. Like it reduces the value of games, and people don't spend a lot of time with games when you just pay a monthly subscription. So that's all I got for that though.
Right.
Facts.
GDP, what do you got for us? Uh-oh.
So, first of all,
He's losing
you
it,
picked
guys.
literally one of the worst times in history, certainly in our government history, to do something like this, right? Number
The
one.
worst.
Number two, it is your dumb fault for putting new releases as day ones on Game Pass in the first place. You shot yourself in the foot, and now you're trying to slap us in the face by increasing the price at literally the worst time possible. You did it to yourself.
Yo, to the camera is so crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was interesting because, speaking of putting the day one on there, it's kind of like they're doing this thing. I think they like to trial things, see that people like them, and then say, "Oh, you like that? Give me your money." You know what I mean? Like it's getting
Yeah.
really out of the ballpark because okay, so another point that I was going to bring up was the Xbox console series. They saw a price increase and it's only $20-$50. It's not crazy, right? But we're seeing a trend where Microsoft is driving these prices slowly but surely up. Even with what game was it? I think it was Borderlands. They were going to charge $70 or they were going to charge 80 and
Yeah.
people were like absolutely not, dropped it back to 70. You see what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's just kind of like let's just see what we can do and how far we can push people to see if they respond and see if they keep buying. Like giving free samples of drugs. Mega, yes, that's I think that's a great point. Mega in the chat just said like giving free samples of drugs. Yeah, we're just gonna change that word to
Snowfall.
drugs.
Right.
The snowfall of gaming.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Go ahead.
so bad, yo.
Who, me?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I thought you had your hand up.
Oh yeah. Xbox is doing too much. All right,
Always.
they're trying to do too much, right? And again, they're trying to get themselves out of the gaming field, which they're fucking doing exponentially. I mean, props to you that you're trying to do. But we're not talking about that. I'm literally looking at a thing right now saying Xbox has more competition with TikTok than PlayStation. You are a
I
gaming
saw
company.
that.
Why are you competing with a social media app and movies? What is with you?
Okay.
That
Do
is
you
wicked
have?
You're
behavior.
meant for gamers.
They're taking
I might be losing it, but I
the
don't get it.
they decided that they're going to go into the attention economy over the gaming
That's what it
space.
is.
Gaming is where the attention is at. What are we talking about?
Okay, but see, there would
but
be an
it's
argument to be made that because again, how we were talking with Battlefield 6 and all of those things, you kind of have to grab people's attention. You have to give them a reason to get on a game versus on TikTok. What But the only thing for me is TikTok is free. A lot of the things that we're talking about is the things that they're trying to go up against. They're free. But then at the end of the day, how do you keep the lights on? You know what I mean? They're businesses. I don't think you keep the lights on by driving up the prices every 10 seconds.
Listen, if you take the, like, as an entertainment company, right? If you take the stance that, like, we're a business, we got to keep the lights on, then you're going to fail. And we've been kind of seeing that, because then you start to forget about what's the number one rule in all business. The customer is always right. That's it. Has Xbox been giving two hoots about their customers? Obviously not. Like, this is not, they haven't done anything that to please their customers. Meanwhile, you look at games like, again, like you guys were saying, like Arc Raiders, like Battlefield, like, I mean, we'll see it with GTA, like the attention to detail and the love and care, like, that is what the customers want. And so that could also be a way of saying, like, listen, we're a business, but our business is about making our customers happy versus, oh, we just need to make money. Anybody can make a quick buck, but that's all it's going to be. It's going to be a quick buck. And then you're going to fail because you've severed that trust and respect from your customers, because you're trying to snatch their money out their hand versus letting them give it to you. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think Xbox is out of here.
Like, it's
I
not
read
sustained as far as what they doing.
it's
You know
not
what I'm saying?
sustainable.
Plus, like, there's really no console wars now. We done unified the whole thing. We done got
Halo's on
what?
PlayStation, GG's.
Halo on PlayStation,
Yeah.
Gears on
Oh,
PlayStation,
GG's.
like Forza on.
GG's. That's
You know what I'm
it.
saying? There's no real competition when it comes down to the game, and so yeah,
They put Gears and they put Gears and Halo on PlayStation, dog.
and
I never
Forza
thought I'd see the day. I'm not gonna lie. I never
And
thought I would see
Forza.
the day.
and Forza.
It's
And
OV.
It's over. But I did hear somewhere, and maybe you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I did hear somewhere that Xbox it needs to hit like a 30% revenue increase in the next year, or else it's going bye-bye. Am I right about that?
Yeah,
Maybe I
and
read
I
on.
think I think that's largely a lot of the reason for these price increases, because in an interview she did with Mashable, Sarah Bond, to your point, B-Watts said trying to get that Christmas shopping money early. She mentioned, we have these different levels so that we can hit each different type of consumer, right? So her thought process is we have base level, Xbox or Xbox Game Pass for the brokeries, as you mentioned, Juhhrome. And then we have the high tier level, for the consumers who are constantly consuming, want to get everything. We've seen it in the Ally. They have two different tiers of Ally. There is the crazy one with all of the specs, everything that you can get. And then she mentioned we have the base level if you just want to get something for your kid to throw it under the tree. So we can kind of see that this is where Xbox is. They are specifically on numbers. And my thought process is, do you think this has anything to do with the amount of acquisitions and all of these, things that they have extended themselves into, getting in with Prime, getting in with, like, do you think they're maybe biting off more that they can chew? Or do you think this is just how they are?
From my standpoint, well, can I just say, first of all, when I heard about this news like a long time ago, they were switching, I was like, oh, they must be going broke. Because looking at that price point, that's like pure desperation tactic. That price point, and they know the climate of like people, like nobody can afford anything. How are we supposed to afford that? But yeah, I think that they've bitten off more that they can chew. I don't know if this is a hot take or what, but I think that they've always been second place in anything that they've tried. Second place or below in anything that they've tried. And I think that they should have just stayed in one lane. You know what I mean? Like they try to go into all these different avenues and it just doesn't work out. It's like poor little Tink Tink.
I can't blow past it. I'm so sorry. I tried. I tried to be okay. I tried to like suck it.
Nah, talk that talk.
Wait,
that
what just
talk.
happened? What just happened?
Talk that talk. Talk that talk.
Okay.
Talk that talk.
That I mean,
But yeah, that's just how I feel, you know. And there are lots of like I used to have an Xbox. I used to play like Halo and all the Xbox exclusive Gears of War, all of that back in the day. But and I like them. I like them enough, but I just don't think they hold a candle to anything else that they've tried to do. Now they're trying to you said go against TikTok. They're obviously gonna be like
Like, what are you
second
doing?
place or below
What are
in
you
the
gonna do
attention
there?
What do
industry.
you
Like
do?
what?
Like, you're trying to compete with all these different industries, not even companies that do the same thing you do. You're trying to compete with all. Is GDP GDP? I think you're muted, bro. Unless it's just quiet. But yeah, you're just trying to compete with all these different industries and all these different companies. And so it's like you're not, if you don't pick, like you said, Atari, if you don't pick a lane, then what are like I imagine somebody at Xbox is probably walking through those doors every day and be like, so what are we doing? So what so are we
That's
making
fair.
games, or are we
Should
making a
we? I think
social
we should go into
media?
groceries. What do you guys
Yeah,
feel about
like
Xbox groceries?
Xbox
Should we-
groceries.
how can we
It's kinda
expand the Xbox
Dude.
brand?
Right.
Hey, look, they
It's-
already had the Xbox refrigerator, the little
Right,
mini
Dude,
fridge.
the
Xbox do buy
Xbox-
You're
chocolate.
lying.
Yeah, they had it at
That's
Target.
insane.
They had them at Target.
That's
Yeah, they
wild.
do.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
It just doesn't make
See
any
what see what happened to that shit.
Listen, you can pull that off if you have brand loyalty. And the way that you get brand loyalty is giving your customers what they're asking for.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I think
Making them happy.
that's an interesting point because essentially what we're talking about is what happened with them and their brand and it sounds like they've lost a lot. Specifically, I think maybe 1 or 2 podcasts ago you had mentioned I'm no longer a fan of Xbox. You know what I mean? And it's
They lost the plot.
it's really unfortunate because otherwise it's just Sony. And I think Steam is like kind of trying to like see their way in. Valve is kind of like working on some
Valve.
games, working on some, but Xbox is promising a what did they say? A high performance, cutting edge graphics and breakthrough gameplay with their next console. What do you think it's going to
What
be?
are we
What
doing?
games?
No one's gonna want to buy it. No
What you
one's
doing?
gonna buy
What
it.
are we
You doing all of
doing?
this with
With
no
their
games?
next
No one's going
console,
to buy
you
it.
your next console, you literally put all your games available on PC. Why am I buying a console?
Look at GDP's face.
It's ridiculous. It's
A fashion
ridiculous,
show with
yo.
no fashion.
Literally.
A console
have
with no
Yo.
games.
I have a
Like-
computer and a controller. Oh, surprise! Now I have an Xbox.
Right.
What are we?
Y'all already pushing this cloud gaming shit. Oh, you can game anywhere. Oh, matter of fact,
I think
let's
who's ever
let's
in
go
there
ahead and
is
make
Cloud
another
gaming
one.
is trash.
I think
Very
that
trash.
too. Cloud gaming is ass, but I think somebody's just trying to sabotage the company. I think somebody's trying to drop the stock price so they can buy it or sell it or something. Something's going on because this all
It's
feels
a
like sabotage to
conspiracy.
me.
It's I think we need another one. I think we need another Xbox, bro. You think we need another Xbox? Let's drop 2 of them. It said let's drop 2 of them.
You don't want that shit.
Okay,
Don't want
Captain
it.
There's
Peanut
really no
said, to
point.
be fair, if they had cheaper groceries, I'd have to consider the Game Pass. I think that's a fair point.
Listen,
Because that's part of the reason I don't
Yeah,
invest in
facts.
it. We got to be able to afford other things. And,
Mm.
I
when
gotta
I
eat,
started
dude.
to think about it, now we got a price
Period.
increase. So their track record for me is, they love price increases. Okay, so I can expect to pay one thing 1 month and then expect to pay another thing the next month.
Mm.
It's crazy.
It's kind of
It's-
How much are
insane.
eggs in your area? How much are
Crazy.
how much are eggs in your area?
I think right now, I'm at like 8, 9 ish.
Yeah, it's whatever. It's whatever RJ's is. I don't know, but
Yeah.
it's the same.
It's something like
Same
that.
shit.
Depending, do you want organic? Do you want cage free? Do you want
You gotta get the
free
organic, dog.
range?
You gotta get the organic.
You know what I'm saying?
what I'm
Especially
saying?
now.
Yeah.
I'm not getting on organic eggs. I don't know what they doing in them chickens. No.
Yeah, fair. Cage free.
God dang. Okay, well, final question.
just
Do
get
you
yourself some
guys
chickens.
foresee anything, saving the future of Xbox? Like I know we've mentioned
No.
like
No. No.
No.
No.
Next. No.
Oh my god.
No, I'm just kidding. Keep going. GDP, stop raising your hand. Just jump in there.
Yeah, you jump in
Fine.
whenever.
I do
you
find
do.
it kind of funny that GameStop's saying, "Hey, our card is still $20. We'll use that."
They
Kind of
did.
like, "Fuck you, Xbox."
Yeah.
It's kind of
They
funny.
did say that, and I'm wondering what
Damn.
grounds they have to kind of hold on to that deal. Is it going to be for
As
3
long
months
as the
and
code
then?
still's active, as long as the code's still active, it doesn't matter.
Oh, so probably for a year.
Yeah.
Probably for a year they'd
As
be
long
able
as
to
the
hold
code
on
is
to
still
that
active on the
No,
yeah,
forever.
forever.
I would think so. I mean, as long as they got the cards and the code still works on those cards, it still should work regardless.
Oh, let's not talk too loud about it because we don't want them to Microsoft to hear it.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh,
My fault.
we have
Mhm.
code.
They probably tapped
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Shut it down. Shut it down.
Oh my
Huh.
god. Okay, so that'll move us on to our next topic, and I haven't heard any of you guys talk about this game, but I did see some really surprising numbers from it. Escape from Duckov, and I think that was you, Peanut, that was mentioning Tarkov earlier, is a parody of Escape from Tarkov, a game that was released, I think, back in maybe like 20 something, 20 something. And recently it's seen a really good spike. I believe it released on October 16th, and it sold over 500,000 copies in 3 days, which I think is
Oh shit.
Oh, I know why.
insane because it's a smaller indie company that, developed something that they thought was going to be fun and something light. And what's the rating on Steam? I think it was like 90. I don't have it on here, but it was 90 plus rating.
Mm.
What do you got,
I
Gallup?
can see why.
That's it. What you just said. They made a game that they thought would be fun. Who knew that would be the thing that people would want to buy? Who knew that if
Just
you
like
just
that.
make a game that you think would be fun for people, that everybody will come buy it?
And not only that, it's literally half the price of Escape from Tarkov.
And it's half the price. They
Yeah.
don't give
Half
a,
the
They
price.
just wanted to make a
Actually,
good
more than half. I ain't
game.
mistaken.
These
They
indie
just wanted to make
companies are cooking right now, bro.
The
They just wanted to
W
make-
indie companies. Can I just say that?
Yeah.
They
Like,
are really,
Belt
they
to
are
belt
really,
to ass.
yo, they are really put BB Simon belt.
And I'm so glad that you guys
Every
brought
time.
that up because I that was the
Every
point I
time.
wanted to make. What do you think? Because again, this company is from an indie developer. I believe they have a bigger publisher company who invests in indie games. But seeing the success from an indie game, like, how do you think that goes with the landscape of gaming? Because I think a lot of big box titles, they just kind of put out, like how we mentioned 2K, Madden, they just kind of putting out these like games. They don't have anything new, they don't have anything fresh. And from what I saw of Escape from Duckov, a really, really fresh perspective and a really, really new interest to gaming. What do you think that it is? Okay, well, first question. Do you guys ever choose indie games as, your primary form of
Yes.
investment when it comes to gaming? Yeah,
Primary?
Atari.
Yeah. I would say
Yeah,
so,
I
especially nowadays.
yeah,
Okay.
I'm primarily an indie gamer because I feel like coming from a creator standpoint, it's easier to talk to those people and really figure out who the devs are and see like the work like firsthand. They're the ones doing like the cold calling, like the emails. Hey, I think you'd be interested in like playing our game. This is what we're about. Like, here's all of our stuff, kind of thing. And like they really reach out to the player base as like immediately. So like say something goes wrong with a game and someone tweets them on Twitter and they're like, "Hey, this is I'm having a problem with this," then they can respond immediately and be like, "Okay, it's fixed," or we'll send out a patch like next week. Like you can feel that this is their baby and they want to like provide their best work, and people love that. The price point super comparable. Like I have so many indie games where I've paid like $10 or less, and it's been like a phenomenal game that has replayability or a really, really good story or gorgeous art, like done by hand. And you can like there's different like so many different genres, sandbox, action adventure, shooters, puzzle games, story rich games, like you name it. And there can just be like a solo dev as well. There could just be one guy in his room making a whole game that's like incredible, or like a small team of 5. It's not like a huge production, because I find that if you don't have millions upon millions of dollars to make like a Red Dead or to make a Ghost of Tsushima or to make a GTA, these days big box like AAA games aren't really that amazing, you know?
Which I think is really interesting because those are the ones that have the budget. You know what I mean? And it kind of seems like at this point, seeing the success, I mean, within 3 days, 500,000 copies from a smaller indie team, it kind of seems like at this point, big companies might need to think about, and I don't want to get anybody, shout out to the families and stuff of people who are developers, but it kind of sounds like they need to get back into the love of gaming and kind of divest those big budget, like we have to have seven, developers on one scene and, all of that stuff. It's making it so that they focus on the dollar and they're not focusing on the experience. But to their point, I play Apex Legends, right? The community there, they expect, okay, we have EA behind this. This game should be better than this. So it's kind of like this weird like dichotomy between like, okay, we're a big company. We have to produce really quality games or else everybody's going to be pissed. Nobody's going to buy it, da 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 da. But then on the side of the consumer, it's we don't want to pay $80 for your games. We just want good games. And your games suck. So I'm definitely not paying $80 for that. So I think it's a really interesting experience happening here in the gaming. GDP, did you have anything that you wanted to mention about the indie gaming scene or anything like that?
No, you basically said it. I was just going to say you can tell the difference between doing it for the money and doing it for the love of the game. No pun intended.
For the love of the game.
EA.
For the love of money. Yep.
Yeah.
That's them AAA companies right there.
Yeah.
But
All right.
but then again, some AAA companies like what's the company that owns Rockstar?
Rockstar. Well,
Take Two.
Yeah.
It's Take
No.
Two. Yeah.
I thought they owned themselves.
Yeah, they own
No, they're under like a bigger company. Rockstar's under a bigger company. But either way, Rockstar operates
serious?
as it's its
Oh,
own
shoot.
as if it's its own thing.
Yeah, I believed it.
Right.
And once again, they're a AAA game or a AAA company, I guess, that they're consistent. But the thing is, they have an unlimited amount of money. It's almost like they take all the money that they make from the game and just pour it right back into the game.
Yeah.
As they should.
And they take their time with it too.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah,
like
I was
they
about to
rush
say that.
these
I was about to say
games
that.
out.
15
I was
years.
about to say that. They take time. Look, there's nothing wrong with taking time. All right. You got other companies that want to sit try to make these deadlines, cut corners, and make these deadlines so they can get the quickest amount of buffer, less amount of work. When if you got a loyal fan base, we're going to wait. They're going to wait.
Yep.
Dude, how long did we wait for Cyberpunk 2077 to come out?
That's
Years.
true.
I
That
was
took a
All
break.
right.
listen.
Okay. All right. And then when it came out, it was trash. You said you could have waited. And guess what?
Yes.
They did. Look, instead of leaving it alone, they did actually like, hey, our fault. We're sorry. You can get refunded. We're working on it, and we're going to make it better. And now look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
And
it's so
the
good.
thing that's different as well is that like with this game Escape from Duckov, when you pay for the game, you get the full game. Like they're not like,
It's not a
okay,
license. It's not a license. It's a game. It's not a license.
exactly.
Once
Like
you get it, you get it.
you get it. You get the full game. There's no like DLCs or extra little bits you can buy or monthly whatever. It's like the game is yours. You can play the full game, and
Have at it.
we're not seeing that from a lot of big games either.
Yeah. No.
Everything's a license now.
Yeah.
That
And
can
that's,
be show off at
and
any
that's
moment.
scary.
At any
And
moment,
that's
don't.
and that's what I'm saying. That's a scary thing too. Like at this point in life right now, I suggest everybody should invest in physical copies. Yo.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I
yes.
agree.
If I really want a game, I'm buying it. Physical.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hands down. If I know I want this game, I'll play this game, I'm gonna want this in my collection, I'm getting it physical regardless. Nothing's like
You'll value it more. Just
Exactly.
psychologically, you'll
Exactly.
value it more because you can
Yeah.
touch, you can feel it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So
And it feels like
Exactly.
ownership. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then that'll take us to our next topic. Joe Budden claims that Kendrick Lamar and Ludacris ruin R&B songs. Now, he went on his podcast.
yeah.
You want to take it?
No. I
Oh.
haven't heard this, so say
Oh.
more, please.
Yeah, he went on the Joe Budden podcast and he just kind of was like, he's like, I'm just gonna say it. I don't like when Ludacris gets on R&B songs or songs that, have the vibe of R&B. You said if songs are, slow, sensual, that kind of vibe, I don't want to hear Ludacris get on there and be animated. Which I thought was an interesting I've never heard that. And me personally, I have heard songs where Ludacris has been on it. I thought they were lovers and friends. I thought he killed it. And they listed, the people who were on his podcast with him, they listed a bunch of songs and he's like, yeah, he killed it. I just don't like hearing it. Now, Rome, I know you were one of the ones that responded to want to give your opinion on this. What do you think about him saying that?
That I think what that is
Sound corny as fuck.
Nope.
very corny.
Sorry.
I mean, me personally, I never thought of it. Oh man, Luda. Why is Luda on this song? Because I enjoyed the songs that he be on. Like same with Kendrick when he was on How Many Drinks with Miguel.
Yeah.
I thought he did good. I thought it was cool.
I think it makes the song better, low key.
It was cool. I didn't mind it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think what it is with them, they're older guys. They're older guys. You also gotta separate the age gap here. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I know them probably listening to it now, and they're probably in the mood or something. They about to get busy, and then you hear Luda with emotions. It's like now I'm limp. Now I'm limp. Like, come on. Nah. So
Your legs can go their separate ways.
Ways.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's I get it, but it's not.
Yeah,
You
and
know what I'm saying?
I agree with what you're saying, Rome, about the generational thing. Like there are like 2000s was kind of, I would say, like the official beginning of R&B songs having a rapper as a feature. And so we kind of grew up like that's kind of what we listened to, like just like those collaborations were like there was more R&B collaborations than there weren't in terms of like R&B singles, you know what I mean? So for us it's like, yeah, no, that makes a banger song, but like you said, their generation, it was few and far between. I think they probably had like, like the LL Cool J Boys to Men joint, like they had a couple songs. They had the SWV LL Cool J joint, like they had a few things, but
that's because LL is a smooth dude. Like
right, that's his brand.
Yeah, he's
I think the part that I kind of agree with is what rapper are you having on your like which rapper are you having on your record?
Right.
And what does the record feel like? I can say, listen, personally, Lovers and Friends, I hate Ludacris on that record. I'm not gonna lie. I hate him on that record. It's not that I hate his verse. It is the little like you can put that on in the bedroom and then all of a sudden Luda, like it's like no nigga, like
Sometimes wanna be your
no,
lover.
nigga. Shut up.
Sometimes want to hug.
That's it. But like
comfortable.
that's what I'm saying. Like, but then you have like the opposite where it's like, you have like the Splash Waterfalls, Raphael Sadiq record, right? Where like that whole record is great, and maybe it's different for like rappers that have singers as a feature and singers that have rappers as a feature. Like, but I don't know. To me, it's kind of one and the same. But yeah, I don't know. I mostly disagree with Joe Budden on this. It's like I'm pretty neutral about R&B records having rappers on it. But in terms of like a bedroom song, keep the rappers out. Keep the rappers out of there. I'm not. We don't need that.
Okay, so then you're slightly partially agree because the nature of R&B, is inherently bedroom songs,
It's
for the most
it's
part.
But I wouldn't.
it's
My thing is,
less.
I wouldn't say that is that they ruined it.
Nah,
I wouldn't
it
say
just
that.
it changes the vibe of the. It
Yeah.
changes. It's a slight vibe shift.
You're kind of
It's a
agreeing with
slight
him.
vibe. It's a slight vibe shift. No, well, see, listen. The nature of R&B is not just bedroom songs. Let's
Fair.
just say that out the gate. Let's just say that you got the simping songs.
Oh, I mean, I'm
which
sorry.
is a
I
lot.
mean, like now. Let me clarify. Most
Yeah,
now.
yeah. And so like I kind of agree with. Again, if it's the bedroom thing, then I'm kind of like, yeah, no, I don't. A rapper coming in and like doing a verse, it just switches the vibe slightly. But that's a very I think that's a very specific type of playlist. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't imagine listening to like Can You Handle It or Nice and Slow. Well, even Nice and Slow kind of throws me off, low key. I'm not gonna lie. Like Nice and Slow, when
Yeah.
Usher starts rapping in
Hey,
Nice and Slow, it's like it's a little weird. It's a little weird. But I don't know. But in terms of, but if you're just like listening to it just to listen to it, then I think it adds to the record in terms of like it makes it a little more dynamic. But if you're locked in and you just hear a nigga start talking all of a sudden, it's like
I think that's fair.
I don't know who the fuck is talking. That nigga just shut up.
I feel like I'm
trying to do something
split
real
in my opinion, right? Because I feel like, okay, on one hand, I love experimentation when it comes to music. I love when people do something other than what is the ordinary, Normally, the award show and all of this stuff, they make it so that hip hop is hip hop, R&B is R&B, pop is pop. And I love when artists think about how can I make my song creative in a way that most people wouldn't expect or wouldn't
Yeah.
normally hear. And I think like you said, like we kind of grew up with R&B, hip hop collabs, all of that stuff. So we've kind of come to expect it. But I think that
Mhm.
that that melding of genres, specifically, when I think of like songs like Mariah Carey, right?
Mhm.
She's R&B popish, but she had a lot of hip hop. Jermaine Dupri was on a lot of her songs. A lot of her beats
Seriously.
were banging, and I think it's one of these things. It's like, are they thinking about how people will consume the music, or are they thinking about making the music? And I think like if they are to sit and think like, oh well, people are going to be in the bedroom. First off, that might get a little weird. That might get a little awkward. You know what I'm
This the
saying?
one
Like,
right here.
oh,
They're
this song's
they're
for
definitely
Everybody
doing
in the
that.
bedroom
You
right
know,
now.
They're
like,
definitely, but
I know Trey
I'll say
Songz.
In
He definitely
today's
is doing
climate,
that.
they definitely is though. Yeah.
I will say this though, but I will say this. Most of the collaborations that you hear, like the hip hop and R&B collaborations, are they think about how people are going to receive it. They think that because these rappers are not in the studio with the singers. They make the phone call and say,
Right.
"Ooh, who would be cool on this to make this a hit record?" All
Mhm.
that
We're gonna send this over. We're gonna send this over on the drive
and think
on
about
Google
it.
Drive.
And
Check
think
email,
about
bro.
it. Think about it. What are the songs that are the singles and what are the ones that are on the album? It's always the one that has a rapper on it or vice versa. It's never just the straight up record. It's
Right.
always the collaboration. So it's intentional for it to be a smash hit, for it to be a consumer
Yeah.
record. So it's not those records I have a hard time believing are just the like, oh yeah, like we're just trying to be creative. No, those are intentionally like we need to fly out Ludacris to get on this record. Well, they live in the same city, but we need to fly out Nelly to hop on this record because we need that sound on here because he's hot right now. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's a little
And
bit
not
easier when it's definitely like you said, an R&B singer getting on a hip hop record because you R&B
Mm,
singers they can kind of just float with the vibe. I do think
right.
he has a point in that hip hop artists, like hip hop rappers, they can't really come down to R&B. Like they can't really float into the vibe of R&B. R&B is
Most of them.
R&B is,
Yeah.
you know.
depending on who you get though, because you can get
Okay,
somebody
who would
like
you say? Who would you
Big
say could float?
Nelly.
On a R&B track.
Nelly's
Nelly's a
fair.
go-to.
That's fair. Because there's Ashanti and Nelly stuff. The Ashanti and Nelly stuff went crazy.
Jadakiss was also alright on R&B tracks.
And he mentioned Jadakiss
Ja-
as well, to be fair.
Yeah.
Ja Rule has done it plenty of
Ja
times.
Rule.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
Cole's done it a
Who
bunch of
doesn't
times.
do it? Who doesn't really do
I wouldn't
it?
mind Cole on that. Yeah.
Busta Rhymes.
Busta
Could do
Rhymes,
it.
absolutely.
Busta
And that's
Rhymes.
an animated motherfucker. That's an
I
animated.
know.
He's king
There's
animated.
a song. Have y'all heard the
It-
song Pilot with Snoop Dogg
true, that's
and
true.
Anderson .Paak?
No.
And that's a slow jam, and he raps on that, and I'm like, oh, okay, I gotta take this off.
I think I'm.
It's
I can't listen to this anymore. I'm married.
Okay.
He does good on that.
Okay. Yeah, I think, you know what? And I think the important part is that he's bringing up these sort of conversations. Because I think, like, I've never heard that opinion and I've never really put much thought into it. I like my songs that I like. And, you know, if there's an
Right.
R&B person on it, cool. If there's a hip hop person on it, cool. As long as the music sounds good. So I don't think it's as big,
Right.
you know, as he was trying to make it. Like, I don't like it. I don't want to hear Ludacris. Ludacris is animated, but I felt like he fit on a lot of the songs that, you know, he was bringing up.
Yeah.
And, you know, it is very
Yes.
subjective
True.
and, you know.
And if you want to throw
But
it
you-
back, just take that energy into the bedroom. Like, it's not that serious.
Exactly. Maybe you get a little more aggro, you know?
Right.
Right, good. Nah, you're not wrong.
Read the
you're not
room.
wrong.
It's not get aggro, I'm hustling.
But yeah, we grew up. But again, this is the norm. Like those records are the norm for us. We grew up with the collaboration, so that to us is like, yeah, this is what you do. Like this is you kind of like listen to R&B records now, waiting for the feature. Like, oh, who's got the open verse? You know, so it's.
And then it's like also you can tell who was actually in the studio together when they work on these songs versus, oh, I'm gonna just send this over to Gallup. He gonna go ahead and do his thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when you actually work on a song, it's like,
Listen,
yo,
this is why labels like So Def and Bad Boy were so good at these collaborations, bro, because
they was 50 deep in the stew.
Bro, they had a roster. They had a roster of these specific people. They had a roster. You know, they had Bad Boy had Mary J. Blige. They had 112. You know, you had Black Rob and all these dudes. Like so, and then So Def. Oh my God, Jagged Edge, Bow Wow. Like, and then you had Brian Michael Cox as a, like so it's. Yeah. They knew it. Our generation, in terms of the collabs, knew what they were doing, and it's just kind of carried through. So Joe Budden's just an old head. He don't like nothing. He's also a troll. So I feel like he made a nothing burger into a something burger. So
It's
That's
like
fair.
he's mad. He just want to hear another guy's voice, which I mean,
yeah.
Probably
that's
not.
you, bro.
It's probably just.
I'm listening to the beat. I ain't trying to listen to these motherfuckers.
No, that's big fat.
I mean, do you
Hey,
prefer another man's voice in the bedroom? I mean,
He don't want to hear
like,
Luda
yeah, like,
whispering in his ear.
now I feel
I
like,
see what you
yeah,
mean.
like,
Okay.
Come on,
That's how you curate your own playlist, though. I'm not
Right.
just trying to press like random on a radio,
Bingo.
you know? Like,
Right,
you curate.
right.
So Joe is saying, I want to be able to shuffle R&B and be fine. And
Oh,
you're
bro.
saying,
that's what you
And
messed
Russian
up.
roulette.
That's
That's
what,
what
yeah,
you-
exactly. That's literally playing Russian roulette, bro. Like, no, bro, you don't get to shuffle R&B because we know that R&B is not like a monolith.
Right.
You got songs like "Can You Handle It," and then you got songs like "Where the Party At." These are they're both
Right.
R&B records. Like, so, but they're just so
Hey,
different.
where the
You gotta
party
believe
at?
yourself, bro.
Right?
Battles
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 and battles.
fucking
Come
long.
on.
That's what I'm saying.
So good.
Okay,
No,
well,
you can't just shuffle
No.
R&B because that's gonna come up. That's a banger too, and you it's gonna change
the whole vibe up, right?
that's fair.
Change
Well,
my vibes.
on the same topic of R&B, our next topic is Kevin McCall and Chris Brown. Yeah. So recently, Kevin McCall has seen a big spurt back into the spotlight. I think his biggest song, like from back when he was popping, probably has to be Deuces, right?
Yeah.
Recently,
Deuces.
he's come on and said that Chris Brown, they had some sort of deal where he was supposed to be writing some songs, never got finished. Then he finished them up. Supposed to be getting his 25K, and he has not gotten his 25K. And he went on a podcast and was really emotional, really vulnerable about not being in the position that he would think that he would be in for how popular of a song that Deuces is. He went on the podcast. He kind of said, I have an EBT card. And, the podcast people
Yeah.
had to say, like, dude, we have EBT cards too. What you mean? And he's like, but
Yeah.
I'm on one of the most popular R&B songs, to be created.
Yeah.
So,
One.
Gallup, I know that you had put that you were wanting to talk about this. Do you have any opinions on this whole entire situation with Kevin Call and Chris Brown?
K-Mac's situation is not unique to him. He signed a bad deal. That's just what it is. You signed a bad deal and you put out bangers, like actual and it Deuces, Strip, No Bullshit. Like most of the album that Chris Brown came back and won a Grammy for after that whole Rihanna situation, half of those songs were written by K-Mac. So K-Mac is a great songwriter, and we've seen it. He basically single-handedly revived Chris Brown's whole career. And so, he must feel like he's owed something, right? He must feel like he deserves some of that residual income, pun intended, some of those residuals.
Residuals.
And
Yeah.
that's so crazy. Who's getting all of my? That's
Yeah.
insane. But he probably signed a bad deal, maybe like the 360 deal, or something where he like took a bunch of money up front and penned these songs and didn't get any kind of publishing for them at all. And again, like K-Mac is not the only person who has done this. So that is where K-Mac's like frustration, I think, started. And then he did the worst thing he could do. And instead of going behind the scenes, just trying to have a conversation or like hiring lawyers or anything like that, he went on social media and started bashing Chris Brown and basically making threats, basically saying, and I guess K-Mac got shot at some point, and he thought Breezy had something to do with it, which again, that was completely like unfounded, but he thought Breezy had something to do with it because of the, spiciness he was talking online. And then K-Mac like went back and basically threatened Chris Brown and his kid, and it just got messy and messier and messier and messier, I guess, over time. And yeah, and then I think that K-Mac's career just kind of went away because again, Chris Brown is one of the biggest stars, if not the biggest star in R&B. And so if you are talking shit about this dude, he has all the power to keep you from
Blackball
doing
you.
anything. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's going to blackball you, and that's exactly what happened. And so now you're hanging on to trying to make it happen for yourself in this industry in a very specific way. You're hanging on to this thing. You're hanging on to this thing like Chris Brown owes you something, and he's never going to give you what you owe. And I personally think that K-Mac really just needs to move on and move forward, just like everybody else in the music industry who has dealt with this. Look at everybody who's ever been on Bad Boy. He is no different. He is no different from anybody who's ever been on Bad Boy. But you gotta move on, and you gotta start writing your own lane, man. And it's really sad to hear, his story and hear him break down like that. But again, he's no different from anybody else, man. He's really just gotta move forward. So yeah. And Breezy's Breezy, man. He's not a super nice guy,
That was Briss Breezy.
That was Briss Breezy, man.
That was Briss.
He's super petty.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
think one of the things that I really was wondering when it comes to this situation is it's just like we recognize, we don't know, or I don't know at least, how many songs he's written for Chris, right? But it's kind of one of those things that when you get locked into a deal, you're locked into the deal. And when I first heard it, I said the same thing as you. Probably got a bad deal, right? But really the question is, do any of you think that artists, when they have people write for them, do you think that they have any responsibility to highlighting the people that write for them? Because there's a lot of instances, even when we think back to like Drake and his ghostwriter situation, a lot of people saying, I've written for this person, I've written for this person, and they struggle to find success within themselves
Yep.
while the artists like they continue to grow and they continue to thrive while the person who gives you the meat of the song kind of goes away. So I was wondering, do you guys have any thoughts on that? Yeah, go ahead.
GDP, stop raising your
Yeah,
hands and just
All right,
go.
Yeah,
all right.
feel free, GDP,
Not
on
to
a
be
serious
rude
note,
here.
feel free to jump in at any time. You hear any pause, just
All
jump
right,
in.
I don't want to be rude. That's all. I apologize.
you're
But
good, buddy.
do I feel there's a responsibility upon that matter? No. Would it be highly, appreciated? Yes. This is
Mhm.
like Gallup. You've done commissions before. I mean, things of that nature. Sure, they might get credit for like, having this cool design, but do you get the credit for it? No. Would you appreciate
Yeah.
it? Sure. Right. But it's not the responsibility of the person of the art or the artist or the musician or anything like that. I mean, everybody did their job.
Yeah.
Now you got to do your best in order to like be like, hey, I'm the one that did make this, and hopefully that does go somewhere, and they can vouch for you. But in regards to like being fully responsible for that, no.
And I thought it was
Yeah.
interesting. Oh yeah.
I seen posts about a situation like that not so long ago with Erica Badu and Jill Scott.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently Jill Scott wrote the verse for "You Got Me" on the Roots, and
Mm.
they, instead of her being on the song, they got Erica to do it, and the song took off and got a Grammy for it. You know what I'm saying? So when the time when Jill was coming up, she's like, yo, like they kind of butted heads a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, they kind of butted heads about it. Like damn, I wrote that song. I should have been on the song. Things of that nature. But it's like, who do you really get mad with? Is it, do you get mad with Black Thought in them because that's their song? Like, and they probably told you one thing and then did another. Who knows? Like, it's we don't know how that conversation went, honestly. But it's still like, damn, like, yo, I could have got a Grammy off of that if I was to sing that song. Y'all told me that I was gonna go ahead and sing that song, but y'all got Erica to do it. That's crazy. You know
Right.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But they talked it out. They besties. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to the whole neo soul
Yeah.
genre. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. D'Angelo.
Yeah.
P. D'Angelo.
You know what I'm
R.I.P.
saying? Real soul Aquarian in the building.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it was, that was tough, man. It was tough.
Yeah.
But
I I don't think I don't think that anybody has a responsibility to give songwriters anything that they deserve.
right,
I think songwriters need to protect themselves and
right,
move with discretion. It's
Mhm.
just the scary thing about the entertainment industry in general is some people go into it thinking it's like, oh, favor for a favor, pay your dues. No, like,
Mhm.
protect your everything needs to be in writing, everything needs to be in contract. If people can take advantage of you, there's a high possibility that they will take advantage of you.
Yeah.
So you just need
read
to
your
be,
contracts,
That was gonna
please.
yeah,
be my
Read
point.
your contracts.
and
It's
and
been
listen, and listen, like, some people will, you can't trust everybody in the entertainment industry, especially the music industry. It's
mm,
notorious for people stealing other people's stuff, and you may not get work because you have boundaries for yourself. But again, that's kind of the thing that people really struggle with in these entertainment industries is, I want to be easy to work with, but I also don't know how to protect myself. So you kind of let a lot of things slide, and then you end up in a situation like K Mac. There's millions of songwriters out there. Why did Chris Brown, and great songwriters out there, why did Chris Brown pick you? Because he knew that you were vulnerable and that you were unprotected, that you were not going to be like, hey, we need to do paperwork and sign this contract. It's easy for him to get what he needs to get out of you without you getting anything back. So yeah, sign those contracts, bro. Or draft those
You wanna know what's
contracts.
also crazy about that whole situation too? The
Hmm.
fact that Young Thug entered himself into the chat.
Saw
Talking about
that.
some, you need 25K? I'll go ahead and send that to you. Getting this man
Bruh.
hopes up.
Bro,
Come to find out, you ain't even gonna get him the money, bro.
that's so
And
crazy.
he also mentioned that, call Chris. Chris is a good dude. Like, I don't think it's what you think it is.
Yeah.
And Chris was like, you
Nah.
can't walk across bridges that you've already burnt.
Yeah.
And I forgot what he said. What's worse than a troll?
And he
A
said,
broke troll.
a broke one. I said, damn, still?
So
That
something
beef,
clearly
whew,
took place that
beef
we
must have
don't.
been deep.
Yeah.
All that bullshit for the bear.
Nah, this is like
He
the
Ain't
said he a
nothing but
vulture.
a boat.
no,
Yeah.
no, this is like 50 Cent Ja Rule beef. Somebody did something foul where it will never be.
I mean, let's be real. If you talk about my kid, bro, it's up.
It's a wrap. After that, there's nothing.
There's nothing to really talk
Nothing
about,
to
bro.
say after that.
And then
You
on the
crossed the
next time I
line.
see you, you're coming in and you're talking crazy. Like, he owed me.
Crazy.
Oh.
No.
Sounded crazy.
What you need to do is
Okay.
take that as a learning experience and you leave that on your CV and go to the next one, on to the next. Hey, I wrote these songs. I can work with you for this amount. And just take the L, because like these taken advantage, bad contract stories have been going on since before Motown days. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, I don't know. It's just a lot.
Yeah, and this situation, just from what I'm hearing, it was handled in a very childish manner. All right,
Yeah.
this should have been a behind the closed doors, offline conversation. Probably should have called him up, be like, "Hey, man, I'm trying to see a little something right here," things like that. That should have been that. Then whatever happens after that, cool. Could have went on, done like that. But no, you think you're gonna get some sympathy or some cred being like, "Hey," get on social media, be like, "Hey, I made this. Breezy ain't forget him, forget his kids, all that."
Nah, you work.
No, you look like a buffoon. You look like a buffoon. You look like a child. All right, you look like a
Yeah,
child. You look
and-
like you just graduated high school, acting like a damn fool.
How long has
Keep
it
that.
been? How
No.
long has that song been
Yeah.
out?
Because what was that?
Dude.
20.
Yeah, it's been like 15
That's-
years.
Come
Yeah.
on,
Like
bro. Come on,
15-year-old
bro.
song.
And you
Yeah.
still plotting on that 25K. No one told you to burn all your
Yeah.
money when you first got it.
Bro's gotta let it
Yeah.
go,
That
man.
part.
Because a lot of the
You
That's
burnt
videos
all
did
your money. You
resurface
blew it.
right after.
You
Yeah.
blew it on drugs or whatever the case may be. 9 times out of 10, they do that
Yeah.
shit on drugs.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's the thing with people who are like inexperienced and like nobody can tell them any like financial advices or anything. They think this money is going to be forever and they can just
Yeah.
keep
Mhm.
spending and that the income is still coming in when they don't have any guaranteed work. And
No
it just
guarantee.
doesn't work that way at all. There have been
Yeah.
people with way more hits out than him who are broke now
Yep.
for that same reason.
Yep.
Athletes go through it all the time.
All the time.
Mhm.
So I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
poor
Hey, we got
on
a
all
question
sides.
in the chat.
And B Watts.
I'm
Oh,
sorry. I was actually about to say, yeah, B
yeah.
Watts. So
Yeah.
we just had a question in the chat.
Yeah. B Watts says,
Uh,
doesn't the artist have more splits they have to do with the revenue than the writer? And, Gallup, I know you know a decent amount of it. Do you have anything you'd want to say about that?
I think it just depends on. I think how the splits are. It depends on
It
the
depends on the
contract.
record. Yeah.
Depends on the record. It depends on who you're signed under. I know K-Mac was literally signed under Chris Brown's label, which was under distribution with Interscope or something like that. But I say that because Chris Brown could have had that contract set up in any way,
Right.
whatever way that benefited him. You know what I mean? So we don't know. It just depends, but yeah, it just sounds like another. We've heard this story so many times across every industry, especially the music industry. So the fact that K-Mac, it sucks because it's like the fact that K-Mac hasn't been able to talk to somebody else who's gone through it, or at least it doesn't seem like he's talked to anybody else who's gone through it. because I feel like once he does that, I feel like he will do what everybody else has done and move forward and just keep making good music. He's good. Like he's a talented artist, but he's just not, he's just so stuck in the past. And he's having a hard time just taking the L, like you said, Atari. He's not taking the L, but it's an L that everybody in the music industry takes. Their first contract, every single person in the music industry has a bum contract when they come into it. And then, but I think he still might be under contract is the issue. I think it is a 360 deal where he literally can't do
Oh,
anything until
oh,
yeah.
that's not good. Yeah, I think
I
it's
think it's one of those.
I think it's really tough because like we keep saying, like Atari, I think the important part taking the L, but I think really what's gonna decide for him if he comes, because this buzz right now could be great for his future, right? He's back in the news. Even Young Thug offering to help, whether or not he really was gonna give the 25,000. Young Thug bringing your name up, especially with these young kids, could have a great impact. Oh, who's that? Let me go figure out who that is. Now, had you had music out, had you been writing, had it been good, that could have been a complete shift. So I think the main thing for him,
Right.
what I would love to see from this point forward, is him kind of changing his mindset. Because even when he was on that podcast, he's like, I'm on EBT, man, and Chris is on tour. And it's like, you on our podcast and we're on EBT too. Like, like, just realizing wherever you are right at that moment, that's where you are. You don't have to stay there. You don't have to complain about it. You don't have to start pointing fingers. Oh, he owed me money. He did this. I should have been here. Da, da, da. You're like you just said, I'm Kevin McCall. I should have more money. So then
Yeah.
be Kevin
Let's
McCall
make that money then.
and go get you your
Exactly.
bag. Like,
You say
I
thank
am-
you next. On to the
I-
next one. Put it
I
in
am
your
curious to know-
resume.
I am curious to
Yeah.
know if he is stuck under contract. I am curious to know if he still owes Chris Brown those 4 songs before he can be released from his
well, I
contract.
think he said he does,
Mm.
or he either does or did, and then he finished them, and now he's like, okay, where's my money at? So that's where this whole thing came about. I finished my songs. I should be good. And I think he still is
Yeah.
really frustrated about maybe not having done them sooner. I don't know what the specifics are, but
Can he do songs for other artists now? That's my
that's the
big
real
question.
question.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's a good
Sometimes
question.
sometimes that contract will be
That's a
like
good
until
question.
I but lawyer up, brother, lawyer up. I think that's the best thing.
Yeah.
I believe somebody will probably see this and be like, I'm gonna help this guy
It's
out.
been a while. Like whatever
that's what
he
I'm
would have signed
saying.
before, it's been a long time. Whatever that is, go get it straightened out. Like maybe that's why he's doing all this. Maybe please somebody help me out of this situation.
Right. What he probably thought was gonna happen by taking it online was getting a bunch of people going like,
Yeah.
done this and free this man, blah blah blah. Because they
Yeah.
already,
He even said just the
every
way
like
he was about it,
biannually
it's
they
just-
come
it's
up
just
trying to
Yeah.
There's
cancel
a
him.
new
So
yeah.
you know what I mean? That's probably what he
Yeah.
did, but he did it the wrong way. He went
Yeah,
about it
he
completely wrong way.
That.
can't keep going on a sympathy tour. It's not going to work, bro.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's not going to work.
Never does.
Even then still, like, again, like RG was saying, look, just be like, you can just calmly be like, hey, I did this, and here's something else I got going on right now. There's a way to go about it. You can introduce yourself without sitting there crying about what's going on. You just gotta make do. But again, how you present yourself is what's gonna make or break it,
Right.
Mhm.
You gotta make amends too.
Yeah.
That's the other thing.
Yeah.
You gotta make amends,
Easily.
man. Like, and I'm sure he's tried, but because he's obviously, like Breezy said, he's burnt the bridge. But I think that there's a way beyond that Breezy will actually hear you out. But you gotta. It seems like he's got a lot of work to do on himself before
to be
he gets to that point.
something amazing to where you just can't turn it down because again,
Yeah.
talking about my kid.
Yeah,
GGs.
it's a tough one. It's a tough
Right.
one.
That's bad
GGs.
cheese. That's bad cheese. Get on.
Bad
Yeah.
G's.
Get going.
BGs, bro.
BG.
GGs.
BG and GTFO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, easily. Well, that'll lead us into our next topic, which is TwitchCon San Diego. Now, while TwitchCon did have a lot of positive things that went on, for instance, they announced they are ready to move into beta testing for dual format. For any of you who don't know, they had launched alpha, I believe, back in July for a limited number of streamers, and it gives everybody the ability to watch in horizontal and vertical. So they announced that at TwitchCon, which is going to be a great thing for streamers. Auto clips also got announced, where you can kind of just say clip that, and there will be a clip on your stream in your dashboard, which is kind of interesting. And streamer led promotions. So following the success of September, they created streamer led promotions where they can build their own promotions. A lot of really exciting features were announced at TwitchCon. Were there any features that any of you saw and thought that is going to be, what I need for my stream or anything like that? We'll start there.
Vertical, I think will
Yeah,
be
the
cool.
dual format sounds cool.
Yeah, dual format is cool. I'm confused. Just a clarifying question. Did they not announce all of this stuff last year?
Oh,
Yeah,
And
this sounds familiar. I think the auto clipping thing sounded
okay.
familiar.
Then they probably just
yeah,
discussed it
Beta for ad
again.
clip function.
And I
okay,
think they
but they're
discussed
like,
it in Rotterdam as well. Over in
Yeah,
okay,
usually at
UK.
opening
It's
ceremonies at the
usually.
Twitch K, they compile like the big announcements and they just tell
okay,
everybody.
okay. So do we have like like a date for when they're rolling these things out?
So,
think
streamer led promotions has no official date. They're going to continue to roll them out. Auto Clip says later this year, and dual vertical horizontal will now be in beta with a limited number. You have to sign up for the beta, but the beta is now
Right.
available to everybody. That's probably the only announcement that they made.
Okay,
Copy.
cool.
Um,
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, I signed up for I saw the notification for the dual format and I filled out my little form or whatever. I think that'll be cool. I think the dual format will be cool because as we know, like everything is kind of becoming vertical now. If you're not watching a stream on your computer or on your TV, chances are you know, you're
Yeah.
you're vertical scrolling or doom scrolling through something, and I think that our brains are now becoming so accustomed to that vertical format, whether it's reels, whether it's stories, whether it's TikToks or shorts or whatever. And so as we start to, and I will say this, like uh I was doing like dual format streaming on YouTube for a little bit. I still do every so often. And it's actually like really interesting how they basically they actually mix like shorts, or I'm sorry, yeah, they mix like the shorts feed, and then every so often they'll throw in a live of like a live in that vertical format. So it's not even a separate tab. It'll just be there. You know what I mean? And I think that that's a really good way to solve the discoverability problem because again, like we spend a lot of time just like doom scrolling through shorts or whatever, and then if we see something interesting we'll stop and watch the whole thing. Now imagine if your live feed is just all part of that. It feels the same. And that I've gotten a lot of discoverability on YouTube shorts or on like vertical streaming because of that. Now, is that going to cross over to Twitch as well? Probably not, because again, like Twitch is not a like content platform where people are watching like pre-recorded content and swiping through like vertical reels. But we don't know. It might maybe start to become that. They might start to really push this vertical format streaming because they've seen that it works on YouTube. But I don't know. I'm just curious to try it and see how it works out. It kind of gives us a fresh new way to stream and engage with our audience and vice versa. So
yeah.
Mm.
I would definitely agree. I think a lot of the features that they are introducing are going to be, definitely of the way of the future of Twitch. I am slightly concerned about the auto clips. I think that I I also stream on TikTok, and they have a feature. It's similar to auto clips, and it's based off of, do you get a lot of roses at this moment, or were there a lot of people commenting and things like that, which is similar to the auto clips feature that Twitch is introducing. However, saying clip that, I'm like, I say clips that and it's gonna clip it, what technology is that gonna use? You know what I mean? Like,
You
what do we
know,
got going on with that specific
hi,
thing?
baby.
You know,
You
and
know what
All
I'm
I
it
know is that if you
hoping
have TTS, you might want to take that out.
I'm hoping that it is just a read on captions, which I think some programs do use AI for captioning. I've noticed a little bit with like CapCut and things like that. So I'm hoping it's just based off of the captions, but well, I guess we'll find out a little bit more about that as they roll it out. But in addition to all of the features that were announced at TwitchCon, we have heard very large news, coming out of TwitchCon. One of the main ones being Emiru, who was having a meet and greet at TwitchCon, that has been going on since I think 2015. 2015, I believe, was the first one, and was assaulted by somebody who may or may not have even been signed up for that meet and greet. So Rome, I know you had expressed interest in talking about this topic. What are your thoughts about, Twitch and how they handled it and, the fact that it even happened at such a large scale event?
Um, I think Twitch handled it very poorly, to be honest with you. For one, he did what he did and then walked away, like walked around for like a few hours. Nobody like got him or anything like that. He just walked around the building, out the building, and all that stuff. But the way how Dan Clancy is handling this is like, what the fuck? Like you saying, oh, something like you can ban people on Twitch, but far when it come down to like real life events and stuff like that, like you tried to beat around the bush, like, oh yeah, you can't really ban them or on like if they're at events and stuff, and it's just fucking weird. But the Emerald situation, they also said that the guy, whoever that the guy was, they banned him for like 30 days for
That's it?
sexual assault. They was going to ban him for 30 days, and it's like,
That's so
yo,
crazy.
you tried to violate her,
Yeah.
and you should be on some real. You should be in jail. In jail ASAP. No Rocky.
No, big facts.
Like
Yeah, I thought
so.
Oh,
Go ahead, RJ.
no, you go ahead, please.
You say, yeah, you go ahead. Nah, I didn't fully watch her full on statement because I know that she did a whole video on it on YouTube. Just explaining like the aftermath of the whole TwitchCon, and I believe they're investigating. I'm not too sure on that. But the way Twitch is handling is not the greatest. I'll tell you that for sure, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the whole thing is interesting because when I heard about it, you know what? To be honest, I was shocked. I know when it comes to like, conventions and this sort of thing, we know that they are definitely impacted for what they expect. 9 times out of 10, they're not expecting that many people. I don't know why at this point, after this many, conventions, why we're no longer expecting for things to occur, but that's a different conversation. But I think the main thing that went in my head was they've been doing this for 10 years. 10 years of having a convention, having these streamers, and Twitch goes back and forth with YouTube and who's the biggest subscriber and who's this, who's that. But at the end of the day, you have first view of the numbers of how much of these people are making. You have first view of their chats. You can see the content and the nature of the people. There's people getting banned almost probably every day from these huge streamers' chats. How does something like this happen? You know what I mean? She had her security there. There's TwitchCon security there. There's all kinds of measures that are in place, and yet this man walks free for almost the entirety of the convention.
Was there security really there? Let's be real.
She had hired,
I
so
know,
she had previously had issues with, some of the people who were at TwitchCon in one of her meet and greets. So she said, I'm bringing my own security. And they said, oh,
As she
okay,
should.
cool.
That nigga didn't do
I
shit.
thought they said they told her no. I thought they said they got rid of her security. They said no.
So last year
we're not
they
using your
banned her security because I guess he had put
Yeah.
somebody in a headlock or something to that effect. So they banned her own personal security. She still brought a new set this year because she said, I don't know what you guys are on about, but I'm still bringing
Yeah.
security. Why, if she felt the need to bring her own security, why would you not still provide TwitchCon security? You know what I mean? Like, that's how unsafe she felt at this event. And you kind of just proved her point by making it so that, you know, he can just walk around. And a 30-day ban from Twitch is, how is that an
not
Yeah,
strip.
you're telling me
agreeable
that my
offense?
embarrassment, my pain, my unsafety is worth somebody's 30-day ban? No.
In the
I was
digital
just
world,
gonna say.
a digital
I was just gonna
ban,
say.
and I was
The answer
assaulted
to
in
this.
real
Yeah.
life?
The
Oh,
the
sorry.
answer to this
Shame.
question is that it's just this is a symptom of the patriarchy that we all live in. You know, like there's just like no respect for, again, like, and I may sound like a performative right now, but like there's just like no respect for like a woman's safety in these, and it doesn't surprise me that a place like Twitch, even though it's, you know,
Yeah.
in comparison to Kick, like is supposed to be the much more like I guess safe option for, and I guess like much more comfortable option for a streamer, but it's still a male dominated space. You know what I mean? Like streaming is a male dominated space, and that whole company is run by a bunch of dudes. So and guess what? Like the convention, news alert, like is also run by a bunch of dudes. So of course they're not going to see the somebody bringing extra security or beefing up their security as a priority. They're going to see that as, oh, this is costing us too much money. And we don't see why anybody would need that, because people don't do that. People don't need to have extra security because nothing really happens that often. And it's like, dude, well, anyway, so that's the reason why they're not doing it, is because they don't see the value in it, because it's not an experience that they have. You know what I mean? They have no empathy for anybody that goes through an experience that's different from their own. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So
And I think that
they're not
kind
gonna.
of echoes the statement that Dan made when the whole, you know, situation happened. He kind of said, you know, this is a problem. This is not a problem that's native to TwitchCon. Because I think what happened was a lot of the headlines when this came out said, at TwitchCon, this happened. TwitchCon sees this happen. You know what I mean? And I think, you know, him wanting to stick up probably for Twitch and, you know, what he's building, he kind of said, this is a problem across the board. It's not directly tied to the fact that this is TwitchCon. And he would later go on to kind of correct that because, again, he received a lot of backlash because
Yeah.
you have someone, you know, get assaulted at your
One of your
convention.
top
I've
streamers.
talked about Dan.
Yeah.
I can't do it anymore. Y'all know I be
It
going in
sounds like
on
you're trying
Dan,
to
bro.
save the business first and not thinking about
Right.
the
One thing.
incident.
So he would
Right.
eventually go on to say, first, I want to be upfront and take accountability for the security incident that occurred at Emiru's meet and greet. He would later say, we mismanaged our communications about the incident, and that includes the comments I made. He apologized to her and, you know, kind of mentioned that they would be investigating it. She said that she was going to be filing suits. But I wanted to say, there are a few big name streamers who opted not to attend it in the first place, partially for stating safety
This
reasons.
this exact reason.
Yep, and they just got proven right again.
Yep, sure the fuck did. Yep, Cutie and Valkyrie said, "Nah, we not going, bro." They straight up said no.
Yeah.
We
Case in
see
point.
we see the
It's-
type of
it's-
time people are on right now, and
Yeah.
we just don't feel safe. And Emiru and Senna and
Valky,
extra Emily, they all pulled up,
Pokimane
and
didn't go.
Pokimane, they all pulled up, and they said, "Oh, they guess they were right." I like, it's just so, the fact
And
that
then with their community too, like it's a lot of parasocial relationships
Yeah,
with
dog.
that. And when they go to those events, I don't give a fuck if you are the top spender, the top gifter. If you come in and you think you pull up this with this weird activity, bro, like, you gotta chill. Like, I don't know you. I don't know you. I appreciate you, but like, we
They think
not
they're
this.
entitled to you.
We're not, we're
Yeah,
not.
like,
It's
no,
real
that's
life
not
now.
happening.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
like,
it's tough
bro,
because
and
as Captain Peanut brought up, he received backlash also for blaming Emiru, claiming creators can control their communities with banning people, which
That's so crazy.
like you
ban them in
said,
real life.
can't ban them in real life. And these
No.
people, they do donate they donate huge amounts, and they know you, but I think some of them don't realize, like you said, you don't know them yet. This meet and greet is for you to get to know the people who support your channel. And I really hate that this happened, because she's talking about possibly like not wanting to stream after a while, and it kind
I
of
get it.
it ruins
Blame
Blame her.
the
Don't
landscape,
blame her at
because
all.
people can't feel safe with the people that watch them all the time. You know what I mean? Like, whoever this is probably watches her day in, day every time she hits a live, he's probably there, and thought that he could do that. I just think the whole thing is really unfortunate for the future of TwitchCon and conventions and things like that. People should feel safe when they come to stuff like this and be able to have a good time.
Mm.
I had a friend who was a streamer, and she, one of her inspirations for streaming was Emiru. They identify as the same, and she ultimately quit streaming altogether because of how parasocial it became. She ended up having a stalker who would send gifts to her home address,
Mm.
and that freaked her out. She's like, wait, how did this person, And so she quit completely and erased like all of her, all of her socials, and became fully incognito. I met this woman in grad school, and I was telling her like, oh yeah, I'm like gonna get into streaming, and she talked to me about her experience. She's like, yeah, I actually had like a very traumatic experience with streaming because of, you never know who's watching you. You never, and that's true. You never know who's watching you. And especially as a woman, like you can't just be out here knowing that there is a parasocial like element to it. It's like you can't be out here expecting these women to not need security, at an event like TwitchCon, where these parasocials are probably going to follow you there. They're probably waiting for their opportunity to do what happened to Emiru. You know what I mean? So it's like it's just like really it's just really unempathetic to expect like to one blame it on her. You know what I mean? But because Twitch absolutely has a responsibility to protect the people that are on its platform. And I wouldn't be surprised, and I don't blame her for not wanting to stop streaming altogether, because her safety's the more important thing first and foremost. You know what I mean? But Twitch don't give a fuck about that. Just like Xbox don't give a fuck about making good games. Everything comes down to, well, everything comes down to, can we make some money?
Xbox will
Put it
always
out
catch
there.
some shades.
They don't care about the people, man. These companies don't care about the people, dog. They care about money, and and if there's some collateral from one person, they will brush it under the rug. They know it'll, there may be some backlash for a little bit, but people are gonna forget, and it's gonna be right back to the money, dog. So yeah,
Dude,
it's a
I
sad.
heard some more people got banned. Was it yesterday? Nina and Zoe Spencer got banned. But
Oh, I
apparently
saw
her
that.
From TwitchCon?
yeah,
No,
for
not just
sexual assault.
TwitchCon, because for SA.
They did. They had a
something
yeah. They
happened,
had
like, a
a
year ago. It was like a year ago.
yeah.
Mhm.
So
They did SA to one of
Yeah.
Silky's
Cameraman or something, right?
yeah, and he was very uncomfortable about that, and they banned their accounts. But apparently
Oh.
I think one of their accounts is back up now. Things like that. Now you got the account back up. What was the reason?
What was the reason?
To be able
But
to
still
say that
banning
you
someone to
banned
stop you
them.
from watching.
And that
So
just shows other people that, oh, okay, so I can do this and not face any repercussions. Okay,
Slap on the
cool.
wrist.
A
Yeah.
slap on the wrist,
There's
30
no
days,
actual
whatever. I use
repercussions.
another account.
Right.
That's
And the person
insane.
This
is
is
I'm
traumatized, the
gonna
victim.
call Dan Clancy up right now. I'm gonna talk to him real quick.
this
Like,
has been like a problem with Twitch though for a long
Yeah.
time. They've
Yeah.
Mhm.
for a long time. They've never fixed it where it's like they don't take certain situations seriously. Period. And you know, I hate to say this, but let's not forget who owns Twitch. Good old Amazon, baby. Hey, make sure you got keep that prime going. Like
ready.
that is a sign that it's really about the money. So
Mm.
if we ban
Ever-
one of our top creators for a certain amount of time, we losing money. So we just gonna, yeah, you got a little 30 days, but we need by the end of this quarter, we need that money back. So you know we gonna lift the
holidays coming
ban.
up.
Yeah, the
Holidays
holidays are
coming
coming up.
up.
So we're gonna need that money. So yeah, we'll ban you
Even
for
though
30
even
days.
though we don't have no money, like we still gonna need the account number.
Dude,
You never know.
we gonna
You
ban
never
you for
know.
30 days, but we definitely gonna need to need you to do a subathon right after.
Yeah,
So
we'll see you
just
back
keep that in mind.
in
Mhm.
31 days. Crazy.
For
Yeah.
real.
Yeah,
Crazy.
I think my main, confusion when it comes to stuff like that, what I had heard is that meet and greets are sign up only. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
if he just moved past whoever was actually having the meet and greet, I really just like I understand, what he was saying. This is a larger problem. It's not native just to TwitchCon, but at your event, I'd really love to hear how something like that occurs just blatantly
Mhm.
with no explanation. You know what I mean? Like you kind of have to
Right.
address things like that. And okay, well, she had her own security. If you want that to be your out, why would you not have your own security on top of her
What I'm
security
saying.
to make sure that anything that happens like this
Hey,
doesn't
you want to
happen?
know something? They need to hire that damn DreamCon security boy.
Nigga.
Dog,
Hey.
they had the fucking army in that bitch,
Yo, it was
dog.
task force out that motherfucker, bro.
Man, they
And
had
Full
that's
on
True.
task force.
And I think that's one of the
they was
most like
you know,
important things, like with all of these conventions kind of springing up, TwitchCon in the back of my head should be the epitome of it all, right? We all stream on Twitch. Some of us stream on YouTube. Some of us stream on TikTok. We all stream on Twitch. TwitchCon, if anybody should be the safest, is the safest. But we have people like you mentioned, Valkyrie, Pokimane, Kaisa not doesn't come
Judy,
to
yeah.
anything when it comes to TwitchCon, and he just broke a record for the most subscribers. So, what do you, aside from what we've talked about just now, do you think that there's any other reason why you think like these big name streamers aren't really attending TwitchCon? Like, could it be in the value that they're offering or not offering, or any thoughts
Yeah,
on that?
They are
GDP raised
Hollywood
his
as
hand.
fuck.
GDP raised his
Sorry.
hand,
That
so I'm just
part.
gonna talk
Sorry.
over him now.
That's
No, just kidding.
insane.
Go ahead, GDP.
I got you. I'm playing. But no, I'm pretty sure a lot of them understand that they don't care. Like I've seen the situation when it came to Ludwig when he chose Twitch over YouTube, well YouTube over Twitch, because he said that look, I put the offer out to both of them. Say hey look, when he gave it to YouTube, he's like hey Twitch is giving me this offer, I'm gonna go with them. YouTube say hey hold on wait a minute, let's talk this out. Let's gonna get you something, get you right, make sure you get what you want right. And they say did the same thing to Twitch. Twitch said good luck, see ya.
Yeah, they
Right.
didn't give a fuck.
They not give a fuck at all. And another thing that I learned too, or saw what happened at TwitchCon, is that that streamer, what's his name, Neon or something.
Oh
Yeah, he
God,
walked in and
yep.
stuff like that, right? And apparently, Deshae Frost had a meet and greet, and but no one took account of that because Neon really pulled up and said, he said Deshae Frost, that's me. I'm Deshae Frost. Everybody's like, oh well, come on in, do do your little meet and greet stuff like that. I'm going like,
That's
ain't no
crazy.
freaking way. You again, Deshae Frost is one of the higher ups up there when it comes to Twitch. And yeah, you don't know your own people when they got their own meet and greets and stuff. What
You
are we
know
talking
why?
about?
You know
What are
Yeah.
we
why?
talking about?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You know why?
Yeah.
And Yeah, I mean,
And again, I understand, but it's just the fact. It's just the point there, going like you don't take time to even care, who's actually doing what they're supposed to. Anybody
yeah,
could have pulled up, been like, "Hey, I'm so and so. This is my meet
I'm
and greet. Let's
Kai
get this
Cenat.
thing popping."
I'm
Right.
Kai
and
Cenat.
I'm
I
sure you know Kai Cenat. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure you know Kai Cenat because Kai Cenat's the biggest one on there. But even then, still,
Yeah.
I'm just
yeah,
following.
I think that as far as TwitchCon goes, I've been to 3 of them, and but over here, I think it's a completely
I'm saying,
different
yeah, yours is
vibe.
different. Yeah,
That makes sense.
Completely different vibe in the US. But I think that it's more advantageous for Twitch to have big name creators there than it is for them to go to TwitchCon. Do you know what I mean? Like TwitchCon is the one
Yeah.
who's benefiting in this
Right.
relationship and not them. I think it's more advantageous to like smaller creators because like at all the TwitchCons you have like the brand managers and the community managers and they're always looking to like do like a brunch. They're like networking brunches that you go to and like meet up with like people and like have opportunities and send out your business cards and doing all of that. Whereas big name creators don't need any of that. They're already big.
They don't
They're
need to be
already
there.
they don't need to be there. They don't need it.
Yeah.
And I think that's maybe why a lot of them aren't. Besides like security issues. Apart from
Yeah.
that, that's why.
Yeah, the cost, it doesn't seem like the cost and benefit for these big creators is really there because
Right.
again, like especially right now, and I'm going based off of what like Cutie Cinderella and Valkyrie were saying, but because of right now, like the climate of everything that's going on in the US, like there's it's almost like there's a much bigger risk for them to go than what they'd be getting back from it. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
and I think they did say like, yeah, we'd love to like connect with our community and stuff like that, but like we're the biggest streamers on the platform and so it's like we're basically putting ourselves at risk of what happened to Emiru happening to us for a chance to meet up with our community. There will be other chances for us to meet up with our community, and we don't think that Twitch takes these things seriously enough for us to feel safe enough to go. So we're just not gonna go. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense to me.
Makes
Yep, sounds good. Don't blame them even a little bit. So
Yeah.
yeah, I just think it makes sense for them to go at all.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, with that being said, we are going to take another quick, teeny tiny break, and we will be right back with one last segment for the Nerdy Lemons podcast, episode 5. See you in 5 minutes.
All right. We got a hot take. It's more of a question for the group as we're all millennials here. I've always wondered, which one did you prefer? Which one was better to you guys? Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon?
Hmm.
Who had
Cartoon
better
Network.
cartoons? Who had
Cartoon
better
Network.
cartoons?
Cartoon Network.
Cartoon Network. And look,
Really?
and I
Cartoon
love
Network.
Nickelodeon. I
Cartoon Network.
love Nickelodeon.
Cartoon Mother
I-
Network.
I gotta
okay?
hold on. I gotta look.
So
She got to
You
catch her
know-
breath right now.
Yeah,
something
that was
tops
Okay.
something tops Rugrats, huh? Something tops
Listen,
Rugrats on Cartoon
I
Network.
can't.
Absolutely. It's a
Something
lot of
tops
shit.
Like-
SpongeBob.
Powerpuff Girls.
Something tops SpongeBob
Dexter's Laboratory. Dexter's Laboratory. What the fuck we
is
doing?
better
Dexter's
than SpongeBob,
Laboratory
my nigga.
top SpongeBob.
It is. Though.
Nigga,
It is,
stop
though.
it. Stop
It is, though. It is.
Look, SpongeBob lost the way a long time ago.
No. The
Like
peak of SpongeBob.
millennial SpongeBob.
Nothing,
Peak of SpongeBob.
nothing tops the peak of SpongeBob, dog. Just because something fell off doesn't mean it was never good.
No, I never
But
said
you-
that.
but-
Never said
but-
that at all.
but-
You asked me out the two. If I out the two, I'm gonna pick Cartoon Network because I like those shows on Cartoon Network better.
Okay.
So, but you said
Damn.
you also said Dexter's Lab is better than SpongeBob.
I was just naming off a bunch of cartoons. I
Which
didn't even
show?
say it.
What show on
I mean-
on Cartoon Network is better than SpongeBob?
Give me a second. to think.
All right, let's see. We can go down the list.
Okay. So
Um,
Cartoon Network, we have
Please.
Ed, and Eddie. This is like top 10. Ed, and Eddie.
Bangers.
Powerpuff
Banger.
Girls,
Mhm.
Courage the Cowardly Dog,
Banger.
Dexter's
Banger.
Laboratory,
Banger.
Laboratory. I said
Bangers.
laboratory.
No, that's how it's called. No.
Oh, it
Bangers.
is. Okay,
Such a
okay.
Samurai
Dexter
Jack.
move.
I was
Samurai
saying it
Jack.
like Dexter.
Laboratory.
Samurai Jack, yeah.
Laboratory. Okay.
All of Toonami.
Samurai Jack,
Ding, ding.
Teen Titans,
Mm.
Codename Kid Next Door, Grim Adventures of
Oh,
Billy and
gee.
Mandy,
Nah, not Teen
Foster's
Titans, no.
Home, and Ben 10. Strong 10.
Ooh.
Easy.
Strong
So
10.
so communal wise, at like the aggregate score, Cartoon Network's killing.
Is eating.
But not one of those shows is better than
Beats.
SpongeBob.
Okay, because Nickelodeon is SpongeBob, Fairly Odd Parents, Jimmy Neutron, banger, Danny Phantom, Avatar, and then Wild Thornberries.
No,
There's
Hey
no
Arnold.
one
See, that's
there.
where they
Wait,
fucked
Hey
up.
Arnold,
at.
Hey Arnold,
Hey
Arnold,
Cat
bro.
dog.
I don't know why this is
That's
like
where
Hey
they
Arnold.
fucked up at.
Like, what is
Shit.
talking
You
about?
got-
And that's one of
Hey
and,
Arnold.
and that's one of my
You missed
favorites.
all the
Yeah.
Nicktoons. Hold
Jimmy
up.
Neutron? Come on.
Can I just make a little like sidebar
Go ahead.
Okay,
and
what you
just
got?
say like shout
Rocko's
out to
Modern Life.
Nickelodeon in the 90s because like
That's what I'm
where
saying.
else were you
Mm.
seeing like people who look like us? You know, you
Dog.
had My Cousin
Mm.
Skeeter, you
Talk
had
about it.
Keenan and Kel, Gullah
Talk
Gullah
about it.
Island,
Mm.
all
Talk
that.
about
You
it.
know, kids who looked
Mm.
like us were like prime time.
Snick?
You
All
know,
that?
I know it's not cartoons, but I'm
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
as
No.
an
In
alternate,
general,
like
we can
But
widen
even
it. We can say
cartoons
what
wise,
I
Rocket
mean,
Power, bro. That was the first time I
that
ever saw
part.
little,
Rocket
like,
Power, Cat Dog,
come on,
Invader
bro.
Zim.
Invader
Nigga.
Zim.
Yes.
That was my
Rocko's
That's
Modern
true.
Life, dog.
bro.
Dog.
That's
Mhm.
What are we
ooh, I need
talking about?
action.
I
I need
can't.
action.
Danny
Right.
Phantom.
I
I'm
want to
action.
see
I'm
somebody
like
get their
Rome.
ass beat.
Danny
There's
Phantom,
none of that
Avatar.
on. Danny Phantom
Danny
got
Phantom-
that a
okay, Danny
little
Phantom,
bit.
though, Danny Phantom, though.
A little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's not
Action
meeting
League
up with the
now.
team type.
Actually, now.
Kablam.
Oh my god.
Kablam.
Oh my god,
Dog.
Kablam.
Come on,
I
dog.
can't.
And
Come
I
on,
love
man.
and I love Nickelodeon. I love
Mhm.
Nickelodeon, but when it's just
Mhm.
I need some comedy. I need some action.
My life as a
Mm.
teenage robot.
Mhm.
I don't know if I can do this. If I had to pick one catalog for the rest of my
You gotta pick
life,
one.
I think I'm picking Nickelodeon.
Thank
'Cause
you. That's all
Avatar,
I'm saying.
Invader Zim, Rocket
Avatar,
Power, I
mhm.
will not live
Now-
without those for the rest of my life.
Now I will
not.
say
See,
this. I will say this.
I'm a Toonami kid though, so you
Oh
know.
my
I'ma
God.
say-
Me, same
I'm gonna
here.
say this.
Same here.
I'm gonna say, but see, Toonami didn't have too many originals, bro. Toonami was kind of like was kind of taking some it was kind of like a curation of shows from other networks, bro. Like there weren't too many originals
Wait,
on Toonami.
what were some Toonami? What were? Give me like
Like,
3.
you know, that's when that's when I
Okay,
first
so-
started watching DBZ and like a bunch of
Same.
anime
Dragon Ball,
shows.
That was on
Inuyasha,
Cartoon
A lot of anime.
Network.
But those aren't
Gundam Wing.
But those aren't. But
Oh.
again, that's just a curation. Those aren't originals
Cowboy
from.
Bebop.
Yeah,
from
that don't
Cartoon
count.
Network.
That don't count. You take those out, it
They
don't
don't
count.
count.
That
Yeah,
don't count,
I
though.
guess.
But
They
even
just had
still- even
access
still
to
the-
it,
the
but we're
story-
talking about the shows they made, right?
Right.
That make that
Bro, man. Bro, like, nah,
this
I
nah,
got
that
it.
shit was
They
Cartoon Network.
Cancel us out. They trying to cancel us out. They trying to cancel us out.
No,
Okay,
but-
Rika
Crazy.
said
Listen,
definitely Cartoon Network. I don't. Rika.
Rika knows balls.
Definitely.
All right,
Rika
let's do this. Let's
definitely
do
is
this. Let's
crazy.
do this. Let's
get
do
out the
this.
chat.
All
Somebody
right.
ban Rika real
We
quick.
got a
Rika
Friday
younger.
night. Listen, hold up, because I'm about to cook real quick.
All right.
Friday
talk.
night, you at the crib. You got your friends over. Y'all know the Friday night lineup is
This is
crazy
Stu-
on
How old are
Nickelodeon
we?
and Cartoon Network.
How old are we?
Wow.
Okay.
I was going.
That
do
makes
it.
a
I'm not
difference.
gonna do
That
it.
makes a huge difference.
We're gonna do it like 12. We're gonna say like 12.
Because peep this. Cartoon Network wasn't even around before, like when Nickelodeon was at its peak, bro. Cartoon Network didn't even exist before when Nickelodeon was on their
Yeah.
Rugrats, when Nickelodeon was on their Angry
Yeah.
Beavers. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
what shows did a Cartoon Network have when that shit was on?
Mike, Lou, and Og.
Bravo.
Who?
Johnny Bravo, Mike, Lou, and Og.
Johnny
Yeah.
Bravo. I never
Cow
saw
and
that one.
Chicken.
Mike Lumen.
Yeah,
Johnny Bravo?
banger. He just
Now I will say this. I'm going crazy for Nickelodeon, but I will say this. It's not by like a large margin because
That's fair.
Courage and Samurai Jack
Yeah, that's tough.
are
Generator
goated shows.
Yeah.
mhm.
But again, like the aggregate score of Cartoon Network, it's bangers after bangers after bangers. There are a lot
They
of
have
misses
more
on
bangers.
Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
However, the ones that are hitting are
They slap.
hitting, are legendary, dog.
Mm.
Mhm.
Shows like SpongeBob, shows like Rocket Power, and shows like Rugrats, you don't have anything without those shows.
Here's this though. Which season of Rugrats we talking about here?
Number one, bro.
Before they
Season
grew up,
one,
bro.
dog.
Are we talking about the one with Dill and Kimmy?
Oh my God,
No, we're
Kimmy.
talking about
All grown up. Go ahead, bro. Bye,
No, we're not
nigga.
talking about.
we're not talking about that.
Yeah,
We're
go
talking
ahead,
about
go ahead, go
we're
ahead,
talking
bro.
about
I don't know. Theme
Rugrats.
song slap.
We're talking about we're talking about before Dill got here. We're talking about right when Dill was born. We're talking about
Okay,
everything up to the
okay.
Rugrats movie. We're talking about everything
Oh
up
my
to the
God, the
Rugrats
Rugrats
movie.
All right, so we're saying
good.
98.
When
We
you
saying
you
98.
had that damn
Nobody gonna
banana
know this now.
scratch and
Do,
sniff
do,
watch
do,
from
do.
I
Burger
damn sure
King.
did it. I damn sure did, and I had to watch. And I had to watch.
Hey, listen, and you had the orange cassette tape. Come on now. And hey,
Take
wait,
me
and let's
there.
not
I want to
forget.
go
Let's
there.
not forget. And listen, let's not forget the
Yes.
soundtrack. And then on top of that, let's not forget that Nickelodeon gave us Good Burger, dog.
They did. They
Nickelodeon
did.
gave us Good
Home of the
Burger.
Good Burger.
And all that.
I love that
We
movie.
can't get rid of
And all that,
the rest
dog.
of it. Amanda, please.
Yeah.
What was it? What was the one with that lady that used to do the news?
Linda Ellerby.
Yep, that one. Like,
Yep.
come on.
And French with
Brothers
Pierre Escargot.
Garcia.
There's no way. There's no way.
Hold on. We're about to pull up this lineup real quick.
All right.
So we saying from what lineup is that? Like 98?
It's got to be around
What?
there.
Would that be 98?
What? Which one?
For like Nickelodeon, I'm gonna pull up
Nickelodeon started in 1991, my nigga.
Wait, Gallup, keep
I
going.
know that. You
Rika's
talking
being
about the
swayed.
peak. You talking about the peak
So I'm talking
lineup.
I'm talking about the whole network now. I'm talking about the whole network now. The whole network. Not just
Okay,
not
you're
just
talking about the
cartoons.
network. So network,
I'll say
Nickelodeon, for sure.
Yeah.
I'll
I'm
say
talking
this.
about
They had really good game shows.
Yeah, oh,
Figure
yes.
it out.
Oh.
Figure it out. Double Dare.
Temple,
Gut, Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Yeah.
They had good game shows.
Slime Time Live.
Oh my
Slime
god,
Time
bro.
Live. That was our TRL, to be honest with you. That was our
Yeah.
TRL.
And I swore I
Hey,
was gonna
listen,
be on
and
Guts
how many-
when I got older. I swore up and down. As soon as I got grown enough,
I
was
wanted
signing
to
myself up.
I wanted to go on I wanted to go on Guts and Legends of the Hidden
So
Temple.
now-
Oh
so
my
now we're-
God.
So now it sounds like people are being swayed a little bit.
Yeah.
People are
You got
thinking about it a little
They had
bit.
No,
Nick
nigga.
Fury.
No,
Nick
no,
Fury
nigga.
in face.
Nickelodeon is goated, 100% top tier. But out the two, if you ask me, I'm gonna pick Cartoon Network because that's my vibe.
That's your vibe. That's your
Hard
vibe.
headed.
I understand. And listen, I'll also say this. Now, now being like an older person, I spend a lot more time watching Cartoon Network shows. I spend a lot more time watching, like you said, like Samurai Jack, Justice League. I spend a lot more time watching watching
Justice League Unlimited.
They actually took Courage the Cowardly Dog off of HBO Max, which I was actually pretty mad about. But I was watching Courage the Cowardly. Like, I watch all these shows way more. I don't go back and watch a lot of Nickelodeon shows now. For the most part, I watch Hey Arnold a lot, but
My shit.
I can say that like if one network had to not exist, and like if one network only could exist in my lifetime, I'm sticking with Nickelodeon, bro. I'm saying it had more shows. It definitely had more shows, and then like Atari said, like the representation was like goated. You don't see ain't no black people on Cartoon Network. You don't see no black cartoons, bro.
Will.
I mean, we do, right? Well, not anymore because Cartoon Network don't exist. But we did have what's that?
Crazy.
Craig of the Creek. They had that.
Craig of the Creek. I forgot that was on Cartoon Network. Wait, are we talking about old school Cartoon Network? Or are we talking about like now
Old
Cartoon
school,
Network?
old school.
The whole thing.
I really like Craig of the Creek. Don't make me switch. I really like
Regular
that show.
show's my shit, bro.
Oh,
Regular
yeah.
show was good.
Regular
What
show,
was the other
Adventure
show?
Time.
that was my shit? Adventure Time.
And then here,
Don't
now
do
do we?
that.
Now do
Okay,
we
we can't.
wait, hold on. Let me ask you this: do we include Adult Swim?
Bro, no.
If we
Because
do
then that's
that,
Rick and
yeah.
Morty and I'm
Got it.
done.
If
You done said Snick, so I can
Mhm.
add that too.
Oh my
Okay,
god,
Robot Chicken,
bro.
nigga, what's good?
I can't
Robot
do
Chicken.
this.
Robot Chicken.
Okay, but
Fucking
Nickelodeon.
Boondocks, nigga.
George
No,
Lopez.
God, Nick.
So
What
What are
you
you talking about?
Bro, if I could dap you from the camera, I would.
So if you throw Adult Swim in there, it changes the
The
conversation.
whole conversation.
Nah, you said the
Does it
whole
have-
network. Though.
Like, are we
Add
talking?
that.
Dynamite?
Add all of them.
So enjoy your nick at night
I'm a-
while
I'm
you
a
go to
first
sleep.
fool. Don't
And
even
watch
start talking about it.
fucking George Lopez jump on fucking trampolines, nigga. Go, you gotta include that.
Swim
That's
too.
late
sways,
night, bro. That's
Adult
late
Swim
night.
sways
You
the
gotta add
argument.
that.
He's a
little
low
bit.
You
rider.
gotta add it too. It's part of the
Period,
network.
RJ.
Adult Swim
No.
sways the argument a little bit.
It does.
Adult
We gotta
Swim.
take it
You
out.
said that.
'Cause that's a
You
whole
said
different
it.
thing. That's a whole different thing. We cannot include that. There's no way. I'm not letting y'all get away with this. I'm not.
Bruh.
I'm not.
You're doing
Fuck outta here, nigga.
George Lopez.
Like what? Yo,
Look.
next. Listen, hey, yo, listen. Next,
Oh, God.
next Lurdy Lemon podcast. That's how we're gonna do our intro. We're gonna do on
That's our intro.
trampoline
like that, yeah.
I'm
Gas.
so down. I'm so
That
down.
shit gonna be so gas.
That's
What?
hilarious, bro.
I'm going to Sky Zone
I
this
like
weekend.
that. I like
Let
that.
me get my green
I'm going to-
screen.
Let me hit my squat.
That's
If that's
so
what we
funny.
doing, I gotta practice.
That's
Sure.
I said it.
I mean, listen,
I'm gonna
if-
green screen it, send it in slow mo.
But for real, if we, because again, Adult Swim was on Cartoon Network.
Yeah,
It
we
wasn't
can
a
brought that up
separate
in the chat.
network. It was like
Right.
this is part of it. So
Right.
that changes the argument a lot.
Okay, so are we
A
going
lot.
childhood Cartoon Network or just Cartoon Network as a network? Childhood
So-
Nickelodeon as a whole network.
Yeah, I'll say childhood.
Let's
Childhood.
please. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm holding.
He
I'm
did-
holding.
He did say as a millennial.
Yeah.
yeah. As a millennial, we
So
grew up.
comma.
Yeah, I grew up. I'm going Nickelodeon. That was the orange cassette tapes, bro.
Yeah.
Like the soundtracks, like all of that was that. I might as well have a Nickelodeon tattoo, bro. Like I grew up on
I
that
don't know if
stuff.
you want that shit now.
I was gonna-
though.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, no.
yeah.
Yeah, with the Dan. What's his name? The
Cam
dude that did-
Snyder.
Dan Schneider. Oof,
Yeah.
that
You get a
dude.
Nickelodeon little splat, little foot tattoo, bro.
You know what that splat is? It's a little sus, man. It's a little sus, but
Oh.
Was this orange? Because
Yeah,
you
don't
need to
go-
you need to go call
yeah, don't
somebody
go
about
watching that
that.
documentary. It's gonna ruin your whole childhood,
Nothing
bro.
Yeah.
Jerry
Yeah.
Springer.
So with
Somebody
that being said, I'm going. To go
No,
full-
no,
my
we can't do that. We can't.
No.
I'm not doing that.
No.
And I love me some Nickelodeon. I love me some Nickelodeon. I'll say at least to what really did it, probably to like 98, 99.
Before
I enjoyed.
before SpongeBob dropped?
Yes.
Because you know what we're forgetting? Teen Titans.
What?
No, let's not forgotten.
That's
That's not
meaty.
Nah,
That's
man, yeah.
meaty in the way.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
a good one.
That's what I'm saying.
Shit, Young
like
Justice,
like what Atari said though, far as the representation, I was in it.
Yeah.
I was in it. Like the Rugrats song that they, you know what I'm saying? That shit was hot as fuck.
You
Like,
know, I feel like
When they
I
was
feel like
they was rapping?
Right.
I feel like they
Rugrats
timed I feel like they timed
Yeah.
these networks really well. Like we kind of grew up, we kind of grew up on the Nickelodeon stuff, and then it peaked at SpongeBob, and then that's when Cartoon Network started to really take off, and then we all just kind of went over to
Yeah.
Cartoon Network, and they just kind of picked up the torch and kept us going through our adolescence.
Yeah, because I think
know what I
like
mean?
Nickelodeon is like kid shows. You know what I mean? Like Cartoon Network, like
For sure.
Ed and Eddie. That is not a kid.
Yeah,
show.
it's like middle school to high school for sure.
Yeah.
Middle school to high school for sure.
Mm.
So, I mean, both of them, obviously, but I'm in terms of a whole package. It's tough. It's listen. As we've been going back and forth, it's tough now. It's close,
Yeah.
but I'm still putting a lot of weight on SpongeBob because I personally think that's like, if not the best cartoon that
A
was
lot of
ever made, bro.
quotables. A lot of
It's
quotables.
Lot of quotables.
The most quotables, bro.
Yeah.
I like
Best characters.
Squidward.
Best characters, dog. Yeah, SpongeBob is so good. So
Oh
good.
no.
Okay, so everybody has
Literally,
to
the
give their
conver-
final. Oh no, go ahead, Atari. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, the conversation gets even bigger though when you talk about like Toon Disney and Disney
Oh my
because they
god,
had what like famous Jet Jackson,
they did.
Proud Family. Like I can't
Yeah.
even go into it because I
I
know.
wasn't a Disney
I
kid
wasn't.
though at all. I wasn't
Me
a Disney
neither.
kid at
I was all
Yeah.
about
I
Lizzie
hated.
McGuire.
I
That's it.
I
Lizzie
hated High School
McGuire,
Musical. I hated
Oh
yes.
my
that shit,
god.
bro.
Oh,
Oh, get him.
Okay,
I
what do
hate
we
it.
got for
I
two?
oh,
Kim Possible,
Disney Channel.
Lilo and Stitch.
hold up, hold up, hold up, y'all. Hold up.
yes.
Make the Disney thing.
Hold
Gargoyles.
up.
Yes.
What's up,
I did
y'all?
love
Jerome
Gargoyles.
here,
101
and you're watching
Dalmatians.
News Lemon Podcast. What you talking about, man?
That's a good one.
We're gonna add that on there
That's a good
too.
one.
Oh
We gotta
god.
add that.
I got the wine on deck, man.
Oh, he got the actual wine. Yo, I'm jelly.
Yeah, he
Okay.
I'm
knows
a
that.
wizard for real. I'm a real wizard.
What was you? You was what? Ravenclaw?
Yeah.
I gotta go retake
Hey,
my
wait,
test.
no, I was
Ravenclaw, let's
Gryffindor. No, I'm just
Oh,
playing. I'm
word.
just Gryffindor.
I gotta
Hey,
go
big
retake
Raven, not the
mine.
little one.
It gave me Slytherin.
Go
I was
bird.
like, yo, don't play with me. Don't play with me. I am not
Go
Slytherin.
bird.
All right, so everybody has to
No,
get their
each of y'all
final.
represents one of those
Who
classes.
are you picking? What'd you say, GDP?
Nothing. I'll leave it alone.
Oh, okay. Everybody has to get their final. Which side are you choosing? All right. Oh, I'm pointing. I feel like Usher. I'm like.
I was like, who you pointing at?
All different spots.
Hey.
Okay, Atari.
Birds all day, baby. No, I'm just kidding.
Go birds.
Go birds. God. Nickelodeon. Ah!
Okay.
I-
Okay.
Yeah.
I know that's right. All right, Rome.
All right. So the younger me, we gonna say around 6 to 9, 10-ish, Nickelodeon, but the rest of it, Cartoon Network.
He
I'm
cheating.
going to go Cartoon Network.
He
Yeah,
cheating,
I didn't
bro.
know we could give multiple answers.
No, you gotta.
I'm going
for
to
the-
go
you
Cartoon
gotta
Network.
You gotta pick one, brother.
catalog. You're
All right,
cheating.
fuck it. Cartoon Network. Final answer. Stamped it.
All right. Gallup.
Nickelodeon.
Clock it or something.
Or something.
Nothing.
Okay, GDP.
Cartoon Network, hands down.
The moment of truth. The tiebreaker.
Wait.
No,
RJ.
Oh,
it's 3-2, bro.
Wait.
Unless we count chat. Chat.
All right.
Cartoon
Chat, what
Network,
y'all think?
Nickelodeon.
Yeah, chat.
seconds.
What are we thinking?
We need
It's
to
all
30
good.
seconds.
Oh,
Hey,
you know what?
chat, hey,
No,
look. 1 for Nickelodeon, 2 for Cartoon Network. Go.
We're about to set up.
Wait,
poll
which is
right
which?
now.
One is Nickelodeon.
One's Nickelodeon,
Hold up.
2 Cartoon Network.
Okay.
Damn, I gotta put my mind stuff on. Hold up. Y'all listen, man. We can do this real quick.
Okay. Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Go
Oh
birds.
my god. Okay.
I get this clip.
B-Watts said 2. That was Cartoon Network.
B-Watts, no ball. B-Watts. You know what's up, bro. You know.
No, you did that too.
See, this is why. Look,
Excuse me.
Yo.
No, bro. Get that out of here, bro.
What happened?
Fast.
Wait, what happened?
Oh.
Wait,
Oh.
wait, what's going on? What happened? Is there?
Get out of here, boy.
Is there?
yeah, why you get ew?
Rika knows ball. W Rika.
See, shout out to Rika. Rika. Ew, why you got splattered on? That's crazy.
That's so crazy.
Hey,
That's what you want. That's what you want.
No,
That's what you want.
bro is
That-
cheating, bro. Bro is a cheater.
Look. Look at it.
That's crazy.
Period.
He is cheating.
Y'all here getting
No,
slimed
backwards.
on.
Oh, dude, shut up.
Yo,
Out here
the amount of people that got
Slime time
voluntarily climbed on. Now looking back, I know they was like,
Climbed on is crazy.
"Ugh."
Bruh, our
That's-
childhood's
that's
already been
what y'all
ruined enough.
wanted.
Let's stop it. Come on.
That's what y'all
Let's
wanted.
preserve what
bro.
we have left.
Yeah,
Nickelodeon
yeah, that's a good
Shit.
point.
You was climbing your head.
Oh man.
Okay, now we're quoting K-Dot. Cool.
Oh
Yo.
man.
Oh, man.
Okay.
All
So
right,
all
y'all.
things being
What we
considered, considering that I loved Powerpuffs, I loved the Powerpuff Girls.
Powerpuff Girls banger.
Like
banger
I
show.
loved it. Courage the Cowardly Dog, 8, right?
Banger.
But I am not. I'm telling y'all, Avatar, Invader Zim,
Yep.
all
Mhm.
that,
Mm-hmm.
Rocket Power,
Cousin Skeeter.
Cousin
Rocket Power.
Skeeter. I'm not living
No,
without it.
keep going.
I
Don't
will
stop
not do
there.
it.
Don't stop there. Come
Keenan
on,
and
dog.
Kel. They got cool.
That-
Keenan and Kel.
Bro.
Mm.
Are we talking the
Oh,
regular
he
shows too?
knows. Come
Bro,
on, man.
I will not
That-
do
we-
it.
we-
Yeah.
I'm
See, that's
going.
when they
I'm
was black.
going Nickelodeon.
Yep.
Yep.
As you should.
Big dubs to
As you
Nickelodeon.
should.
The
Without
black Nickelodeon.
without Dan. Big dubs to the Nickelodeon.
Without
Nah,
Dan.
Dan was everywhere. Dan was everywhere. All
RJ,
that,
you shouldn't
Keenan and
even brought it
Kel.
up. You shouldn't even brought him up.
Keenan
I
and
got
Kel,
caught
all
up
the
by it, you know
live
what I'm saying?
shows.
Right.
All the live shows. He
Did
was,
he
had his
create
hand
those
in that.
shows?
I mean, it's my fault.
Or was he
Yes.
just on the set?
Oh, my fault.
You know, being
Nah,
extra.
He
nah,
was
created-
he
Oh,
created that
oh,
shit.
created
look it up.
all anything that
He
anything that stemmed off of all that was him.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
that was the Marvel universe. That was the
Mhm.
MCU.
Yeah.
The MCU.
It was
MCU and Nickelodeon.
created. Let's go. It was created by Brian Robbins and Mike Tollin. Dan Schneider served as
Oh.
the show's producer and head writer. And that's that.
That's a lot.
Purr.
But the cameras.
Yeah,
Bless
and
you.
then Amanda had her show. Amanda
she
had her
just
show.
back.
Keenan and
Back.
Kel
Yeah.
had their show.
Actually,
Keenan and Kel had their show. Who else
Yeah,
had
they
their
did.
show?
Yep, yep.
Drake and Josh.
Yep.
Who else?
Drake and Josh is fire.
Drake
iCarly.
and Josh 8, iCarly
iCarly.
8. Victorious.
What else?
Victorious.
Victorious.
Hey,
Zoe.
we
Wood-
Hey, we wouldn't
The
have
101.
Why I hate that got canceled. I hate that got canceled. I hate that got canceled. I hate it.
if it weren't for Nickelodeon.
Wait, what you say? What you say, Gallup?
I said we wouldn't have Mutt if it weren't for we wouldn't have Leon Thomas if it weren't
That's a
for
good point.
Nickelodeon.
I'm like, baby.
It was on
That's
Victorious.
That's a good point.
Oh,
Cat.
and that's a jam.
I said take your
Yeah,
time.
because he was on Sesame Street. So what you talking about?
Ooh.
He was on,
He was on the Backyardigans, but then he was on the
He was on-
Backyardigans.
Oh,
he
he
was on
was?
Sesame
You're
Street.
right.
Backyardigans slapped
yeah.
Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, we wouldn't have no R&B if it weren't for Nickelodeon, dog.
Y'all
We
can
have
keep
Black-
your little,
Listen.
y'all can keep your
Black
little
Street-
Ariana Grande. Like fuck,
Blackstreet
all
gave
y'all.
us Blackstreet gave us that banger with Maya for the Rugrats
They
movie.
did.
But hold up. Will.i.am gave us the formula song. Fuck is you talking
That's
about?
true. I got a secret.
Hey, y'all sing the
Formula.
formula song. Go.
What's that?
Just a little bit of high and a little bit of low. Got a secret.
I got the secret.
So keep it on the low.
Formula. Come
Never
on.
tell them, make sure
I don't
nobody
know what
knows.
y'all talking about.
Like,
In my lab, I got. In my lab, I got.
I love that you know the
It's
words
alright,
though,
hold on,
Queen.
hold on.
Yes.
come on, like we're not gonna do that. We're
I
not
wasn't
gonna do
mention
that.
because that was against.
No,
my
hey,
whole,
listen, and
I'm
you're right.
Nickelodeon,
The
yeah.
Samurai
fair,
Jack's
fair.
theme song is a banger.
We're
too,
not
but-
gonna do.
Yeah, it's a banger too.
Not
Okay,
gonna
okay.
do that. I'm sorry. I didn't want to pull that out my back pocket.
Yeah, because
They had
that's why I
one,
didn't want to
yeah.
include Adult Swim because some of the theme song because wasn't what was the Boondocks on? That was on Adult Swim, right?
That was on Adult Swim, yeah.
That's why I
On
didn't want to bring
Cartoon
that in.
Network.
Yeah, I didn't want to bring that. We have to
I know, right?
separate. You know, are we talking Urge?
On Cartoon Network.
Bruh.
He said the whole. he said the whole-
So we won though. Nickelodeon won though,
Yeah,
right?
we did. Easy
Yeah.
dub.
Nah,
Easy dub.
because chat also
chat,
got,
add
got
chat.
involved, and we up by what 2?
How do you ban people? Hold up. How do you ban people?
Ban him for 30 days.
You don't have power. That's why. You don't have
Yeah.
power.
30 days.
Hey, RJ, make me a
not
mod
having
real quick. Make me a mod real quick.
Yo, free Rika, free B Watts,
Oh my god.
free the guys, free the
Let's
guys.
go. Let's go.
Also, the
That is
GDP, you can't
insane.
vote, bro. What the
Yeah,
heck?
he
You
voted in
can't
chat.
vote.
Hey, man,
It still
Atari,
counts.
bro.
It's still 4 to 3.
Eating, bro.
It's still
Yeah,
4 to
whatever.
3.
Eating,
It's still
bro.
4 to 3. We still win.
We got hackers and we got
Atari voted
spammers.
too. I didn't get into me. Hold
No,
on.
that's not me. That's my little sister. She typed that.
Your little sister.
All right,
we about
well,
to
that
take-
is
I'm be like, hey,
going to
hop into this chat.
conclude episode 5 of the Nerdy Limits podcast. We thank you all for showing up and, showing support for this podcast. We'll be back next month with another one. But if you are here, we would really appreciate a follow to all our lovely co-hosts, Atari, GDP, Juhhrome, Gallup. And we hope you guys have an amazing Sunday, and we'll see you for the next one. Bye.
Bye bye.
Really?
Bye
Go
bye.
Birds!
Bye bye. Dun, dun.